Who just react? Strawberry with this thumbs down emoji? Everyone needs to go ping Strawberry and just give her a thumbs down emoji right now. Ping her. Thumbs down emoji. She deserves it. Strawberry just reacted with a thumbs down emoji to my streaming ping. Chat ping her.
Lizard.
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 How's it going, everyone? I'm gonna be really honest. I am feeling so tired today. My brain power is 0. Like, actually 0. I did work on a music commission thing, and that took all of my brain power. Every cell of brain cell that I have, and I am just I don't know, I'm struggling now. I ate a piece of pumpkin pie. And I have some water here. And I'm hoping that that will, yeah. True Bloom, hey! Yeah, it's good to see you. I spawned Violence Truffle, Emerald, Mika. But yeah, if I seem low energy today, that's why. Legend has it if you catch Eclipse on the crane game 5 times, she will kill whoever the last person is who picks her up. Got dismissed from jury duty. Oh, good. I had to do jury duty once, but I got taken out because I was a teacher at the time, and I was like, I'm a teacher, and I don't have a substitute, and they were like, that's fine. Be gone. So they let me leave. Also, I cut my bangs. You guys are gonna see that. I love the Cypher. What? Who designed that one? Who designed the Cypher one? That one's really good. Cypher. Oh, it's Gojo. That's why it's good. It's because it's Gojo. I love little Cypher. Cypher, guy, I can't wait until everyone knows, like, the whole story of Cypher and Eclipse. Because, like, you thought that, like, you know, Cypher Mirage is tragic, you know, the alien twins are tragic, the whatever. No. Get ready for, like, pain and suffering and heartbreak and agony. Hi, Cece. You got dismissed for being an addict because the case is about drug position? Oh my god. That's so funny. Hi, Strawberry. Everyone thumbs down emoji at Strawberry, please. I'm holding that grudge. Bangs reveal. You need to get 3 more eclipses? You can do it. I'll give you another 2 minutes. /SRS. Oh my god. I mean, I'm so sorry that you were an addict. That's not good. I hope you are able to recover. But also, that's kind of funny that it was ironic. Or coincidence? Oh, you're in recovery now. Good! Yay, I'm so happy for you. Mods, unpin that. Take Strawberry down. Don't atomize Gatsby, he did nothing wrong yet. I will atomize Gatsby whenever I decide to. Ah! Don't atomize Gatsby, he did nothing wrong yet. That's the pin now. Guys, I hate to break it to you, you need 3 more eclipses for someone to die. You have like 1 minute left. That was a job application. Oh, there's another Eclipse! Can you get another one before we switch over? Whoever picks up Eclipse next... Oh no, just kidding. You need 2 more. No, you're never gonna make it. Death on the Swileless Stampede? No way. Alright, we're gonna switch on over. I'm sorry. Maybe next time you'll get Eclipse and whoever it is can die. Here are my bangs. For those who wanted to see the bangs. There's a plain cam of my bangs. I kind of went for the straight across thing. I think they turned out well. They turned out great for how, like, spontaneous they were. Also, I part my hair so much that they do this stupid thing, and I hate it. So I have to do, like... Whatever. We're gonna have them to the side for now, because my hair cannot cooperate. And I can't find my hair straightener. Bangs jump scare? How to send link to friend of stream. Twitch.tv/SmileFreya. That's how you do it. We're going with lore sheets first. Let me see if I can zoom. That's not what I wanted to do. 50%. No. 75%. 90%. 100%. 125%. There we go. That works.
Lizard.
Lizard. It's good to have you back. Alright. We're gonna get started. So, we're doing lore sheets first because there are a few lore sheets, and then we'll get into the crazy stuff that happened this Lore Tuesday. I mean, this week and weekend. Though whatever. Since the last Lore Tuesday, shit has gone down. I'll just say that. I'm not gonna pay attention to the box. I am not gonna pay attention to the box.
What's your name?
The bonks even.
My name
Ow.
is Yuvan Marasimi.
How old
You
are
guys
you?
love doing this.
I'm 4 years old.
I'll turn
you
them
are
off
the
again.
youngest person
Don't tempt me.
ever.
I'll make them expensive again. Do you want me here? I could put like, who do you want down here? I'll put Marcelo there again. You could pet him. I could put Freya there and you could bonk her. I could put Freya here with the bonking and Marcelo here with the patting. Is that a good idea? I could do that. Yes? Alright. Let me find a picture. Here's your boy. Where's a good picture of Freya? This one's a classic from CC. It also looks like this is the face she'd make if she was getting bonked all the time. Alright, hold on. I gotta move the bonking. Bonk is here. And the hand pat is here. Stop that! Look, you don't just bonk her. You gotta pat Marcelo. He deserves some love. You guys are ridiculous. You're so easily entertained. What if I move it, huh? Haha, Get bonked, Marcelo. What if I move the hand pad over to Freya, huh? Now she's getting patted. Hello, welcome. Alright, we're moving on. We have some new lore sheets from Angel, the alien siblings, and some related ones. Angel had come to Solace after floating around in space for 200 years. He's currently 209 years old, just a year older than he was when he and Susu came to Solace. He's died 6 times, and came back each time. 6 times? Y'all gotta be nicer to your OCs. Justice for your OCs. More recently, he had cut off his wings. He cut them off mainly because he doesn't know how to take care of them, as Alfie used to do it for him. That's so sad. Susu! Susu's the oldest of the alien siblings. Susu died before Angel. Which time? There's like once 6 times? Yet came back to life weeks after he did. When she came back to life and after she was released from Loomis, she was found by Helena, who kept her for observation, and Susu was still unstable. She'd written letters for Angel during her time under Helena's care. No justice for OCs? Tisk tisk. See, I have justice for Freya. Freya is happy and she has never died and never will die. Loomis is the goddess of mercy, quote unquote, death, hate, manipulation, desire, and destruction. She ruled over a planet called Kiwan before the Great Anomaly happened. She married the goddess of love, Kaina, 500 years before the Great Anomaly. Loomis died a slow, painful death, succumbing to the disease that she created herself. Good. And Kaina. Kaina is the goddess of love and happiness. She is Loomis's wife and has been married to her for 700 years. She passed away from the same illness, as Loomis said that it is better for them both to be dead. Alright. Y'all are just gonna bonk yourselves to death. Magos would wear a fur coat. I feel like Gatsby would be more likely to wear a fur coat, though. Alright. We have a new Okul lore sheet, along with new design, including the bandages that you'll see where they're from. Okul is a 2.3 meter tall warden who commonly wears a blue general's attire with golden buttons. Okay, wait, we're skipping the biography. Okul was born to and abandoned by the wardens of Arcosite, and left on the surface of Harmonia due to her small size for a warden. She was found by Okana, I've been saying it wrong, Okana, and the Bloodhorns. She was raised by them on their ideals, becoming the general of the armies and a perfect killing machine. The Great Anomaly occurred while she was on the battlefield, leaving her the only one present in an empty field. For the next 6 years, she explored and read, almost reaching a breaking point upon learning that the religious icon Divinitas had been bastardized in a way to make Okul more subservient to Okana and the Bloodhorns. She devoted herself to the worship of the true Divinitas. She saw visions of a planet called Solace and traveled there immediately, believing it to be a gift from Divinitas and her right to rule. But the local population has other plans. As a member of the HOEM, canonically obligated to say yay. No job, indeed. Alright, continuing on. We have Ambush. Ambush was created in a lab as a weapon of war. For a war. But the scientists didn't want him to be too overpowered, which is bullshit! As I was saying, made him dependent on someone with a certain blood type. After the war was over, he had no more backstory for you. We got a few of these, like, interrupting things. We have Broken Stone Man. Age the day I joined the server. You're like someone put the 4 years old thing. You're like 2 seconds old. Commands for whatever task. Level 1 servant mode, level 2 attack mode bodyguard, level 3 lawyer. That's crazy.
Your name.
My name is Yuvan Marasani.
How old are you?
Seraphin
I'm 4
Valara
years old.
can
You
pass
are the
temporary
youngest person
control over me to
ever.
anyone that they give permission to. Seraphin Valara can take control anytime they please unless certain tasks are told to me to order. This is very interesting. I will sue another lawyer. Open up the judicial branch. We got another one. Alright, everything from the 9th. So I'm pretty sure this we have not seen because that was from like 11 p.m. So let's look at that. Forgotten memory. Huh? Why is it like this? Hello? It should let me... Huh. Why is it doing this? It should be like that. Whatever. Creaking of the floorboards startled me awake. Which one of these younglings would be awake at this hour? I put on my royal robes and walked through the orphanage I'd watched over for ever so long, ensuring my followers had a bright future wherever they end up. Gliding down the hall, I spot him. Kyle, what are you doing up at this hour? My voice was firm but cheery, so I did not startle him. Kyle, surprised, nearly fell off the stool that he was using to help him steal snacks from the upper cabinet. Nothing. Remember the story I taught you about the thief? My memory recalls the story fondly. Yes, he ended up getting caught and was forced to walk around the town in a chicken suit. His eyes were filled with fear and worry. This was his first week here. Here, I'll cut you a deal. I'll grab you a snack only if you return to bed. I have done this before with different people. Deal! He looked happy as he got off the stool. I reached up and grabbed the snack he craved. It was a sugar cookie. Not the worst, but certainly not the best. I handed it to him and watched as he ran back. Thank you, Gabriel. You're the best. Static floods my view as I awake. I'm no longer surrounded by the wooden walls of an orphanage. I'm alone. I'm never alone for long. The greatest of them all, Gatsby, me, is adorned by all on this planet. Ooh. We got Gatsby lore. So, okay, Gatsby was in an orphanage, ran an orphanage before. Interesting. And Gatsby's real name is Gabriel? Should we be concerned for Gatsby? No. Gatsby should be... No, none of us should be concerned about Gatsby. He's cool. Gatsby's cool. We love Gatsby. Bud of Divinity. Trigger warning, death and body horror. Alright, here we go. Grunts entered your ears. You felt your skin bubbling. Alright, yeah, body horror and, like, scary grossness, so beware. An endless heat scorching your flesh. Eyes immediately shot open as you came to your senses. Your skin scraped against blackened stone, head turned to face a pool of pure, unfiltered lava. You felt a tight grip on your wrists, dragging you along, when a shriek escaped from your mouth. Shit. The voice of a woman called out. Your hands dropped, elbows pulsing with pain, before another flower was placed upon your mouth. Shh, just breathe it in. A calming voice spoke to you. Your eyes fluttered in and out before you fell asleep once more. How long has it been? Are you even still alive? Wake up, wake up, wake up! You shot up from your sleep, arms and legs shackled tight, interwoven stems pushed and prodded at your skin as you attempt to move. Although minuscule, thorns as sharp as a common blade pierced your skin. At every moment you struggled. Help! Please, anyone! You called out to the endless abyss. No one came. Your eyes scanned your surroundings. Bones littered the floor, skulls, femurs, ribs, anything you could think of, all different shapes and sizes. Animals you could make out. Footsteps upon stairs caused your head to jolt in the direction. Around the corner was a young, short lady. She had curly, ivory hair, which drooped past her hips. Brown skin. Her eyes... No. You squinted. A singular eye. Gatsby! The other being covered by a pink rose. Her eye was hazel, And the rose, it had white petals that melted into a pastel pink. Her pink dress constantly produced cherry petals, although nothing seemed to fall from it. There was something in her hand, gently resting. Look, you've got to help me. I don't know where I am, or what's going on, but... Silence, please. She held her hand up, lowering it down as she continued to speak. You've been chosen by her gaze. Congratulations. Your vessel will be used to further enhance their growth. Thanks to you, those on this planet will be able to live harmful injuries. What does any of that mean? Chatterosa! Chatterosa. I don't know what that means. The woman suddenly called out. Your eyes widened at the sight. It was the maroon flower on the surface. It twirled around the woman. A sentence you heard multiple times. The voice in the recording. It finally had a face to it. Ooh! Begin audio file. Now recording. Your mouth opened to speak, although you decided to swiftly shut it. You were intent on listening on. Perhaps she was going to let you go. Right? Fantastic news. I'm practically beaming with excitement. A suitable vessel, after all these weeks, has finally come forth. I can finally grow my grim roses. She revealed what she had been concealing. A white rose lay gently in her fingers. Sepals forged into blades, pushing in between the spaces between her hands. Your head shook violently, eyes widening. Well, what the fuck, lady? You're crazy! Crazy? I was crazy. Sorry. Crazy. You intruded upon my faction's land, rummaged through my belongings, nearly harmed my beast, yet I'm the crazy one? Is it too much to wish to survive? Are predators deemed insane for doing what they were built to do? Her eye how do you say this word again? Vehemently? That shut. Her eyes shut. A deep inhale coming from her. Under her feet, a flower began sprouting. She rested atop it as it grew. It spiraled in the air with her, just stopping just before your face. Vehemently? Vehemently? Flat E? Where's the emphasis, though? Vehemently? 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 I said that word before. I don't know why I'm struggling. Vehemently? Vehemently? Close enough, thank you. Anyway, her hand slipped across your face, grasping your cheek, a thumb lightly flicking your bottom lip. Your sacrifice will be greatly appreciated. This will benefit everyone, I promise. Your death won't be for nothing. Death? Death? No, please, I know a lot of people. Don't do this. Your pleas were for naught. A flower sprouted from her other hand, covering your nose. You could feel your muscles relaxing as you inhaled the pollen. Your jaw dropped, any remaining words coming out being reduced to incoherent babbling. You felt the rose touch your tongue. Great corolla of the sky, please grant this soul your blessing. Ah! As they are destined to spread the growth of Grimrose. May their death be swift and beautiful. Her cold stare remained, even in your final moments. Your vision went limp before it went dark. Forever. A sigh of relief escaped from her mouth. Finally, she had a source of Grimroses. Jasmine watched on, the roots breaking through the poor corpse in front of her. They twisted and turned, in grim display. Flesh tearing, bones snapping. All of it was for the sake of survival. Left in a beautiful display, a bouquet of white roses, beckoning for the woman to use them. For her survival. It had to be for her survival. A smile spread across her face. Are you still recording, Chatterosa? Affirmative. It worked. It worked! I have a supply. I was running low. I had about 2 left. Now I have as many as I need. Maybe I could distribute it to denizens on the planet as well. I might as well, if I had to unfortunately take a life. This planet is harsh. Survival is harsher. She turned to look at the flower-covered body. They sprouted from their wrists. A limp head had a beautiful bloom rising from their skull. Despite the stench of blood, the iron smell stinging at her nose, all she could do was smile. Her goal was finally done. Calm talking. Calm talking. Yeah, that... This is so scary. Is this what Zinnia is doing? I mean, I don't think that's Zinnia. Was Zinnia the one, like, one of the people who was... No, wait. This is not Zinnia. This is different flowers. This is Lux. This is what I also picture Zinnia as doing, though. Person with the parasite. Right, the parasites. All right, we have let me turn that down for myself. This is Marcelo and Freya having a little chat. You know, it's common for Lumeran to make things for each other as a way to show affection, but cookies aren't really the size of gift I was expecting to make you.
Really? What's the usual gift of choice?
Stars,
Okay, should
planets,
pat him.
asteroids. You know, space stuff.
Is that the only way they show affection? Or is there another way that doesn't involve creating things?
In my experience, not really.
They're so cute.
Creation and destruction are a core part of us, so it's one of the ways we communicate without speaking. It's like how humans use body language.
Interesting. You already know humans give gifts, but culturally there seems to be a bit of a difference.
Yeah, from what I've observed, almost every culture, at least the ones on Solace, has some sort of tradition surrounding making and giving gifts.
Like the setup that Mira made for her fiance.
Were you able to see that? I thought it was so sweet.
I did. It was near enough to my cabin I could see the lights over the trees. I think for many races, including humans, resources are finite and necessary for survival. Sharing with someone else without an expectation on any return is seen as a kind gesture. In the case with Mira's proposal, however, the gift doesn't necessarily have a survival benefit. The affection shown is a result of the time and effort put into it.
She definitely put a lot of thought into that proposal. The resources point is something I hadn't considered, though. I suppose since the Marin don't really have to worry about resources, our gift giving is more artistic than anything. We usually make things we think that the other would like.
Humans are similar in that way as well. Some of the greatest pieces of art were made as a gift for a loved one. Books, music, you name it.
Movies?
I suppose there are some movies made with the intention out there.
What does that mean, Drew?
In all the movies Eleanor showed me, there didn't seem to be a whole lot of gift giving between couples. It honestly took me a while to understand when there was a romantic relationship at all while watching them.
Yeah, I can get that. They probably show their love in different ways in those films.
I get the parts where they talk to each other about it, say, I love you and all, but that's about it. Culturally, it just doesn't click for me.
Well, that is part of it. But sometimes the words aren't direct in the way you might communicate. The words might be more subtle. Sometimes they'll do things for each other that
I
aren't
see
gifted,
Truffle.
like taking
That
care of
was
some
like mad
tedious task the
scientist.
other person doesn't like doing, or bringing them to a meaningful or beautiful place.
I see.
People also like to spend time together, like watching a movie, eating together at a restaurant, or on a picnic. Human culture is fairly physical as well, which might be difficult to understand for you since you don't normally have a physical form, but people will hold hands, hug, kiss, etc., all to show affection.
Oh, I'm starting to understand some of those movie scenes now.
Thank you for following Broken Stone Man. Sorry, I wanted to wait until it was over. Don't let me forget! 30 minutes from now, I need to go feed the pets. Like last time. Remind me, 30 minutes. Lucky, thanks for following. I love Freya learning about humans so much. Yeah, like, even though it's been like 6 years, so she knows, like, a lot, but, she didn't really learn much about, like, you know, other than, like, because Marcel's a very, like, he'd probably teach her, like, you know, human history and, like, you know, probably more science stuff, because that's, like, his type of thing. And Truffle, you were saying, like, you figured Marcelo was more of, like, a mad scientist, kind of, like, just throwing, like, tinkering and whatever, which, yeah, he does, but, he's really smart. In more ways than one. He's good at thinking on his feet, and, he knows he's smart too. Wait till Freya learns about band. Fan fiction? Oh no. Freya's laugh sounded like money? What? Well, I sounded like what, Mr. Krabs? Rich laugh. That's my rich laugh. Alright. Raccoon log number 9. I finished up some sigils. I made sure to write a little description so I wouldn't forget about what they do. I might resketch the mask sigil, just in case. I still have more to come up with, so my journal will be glued to me until I finish. I guess that's all for now. Allows the user to summon a spearhead on any handle-like item. Battle axe. Got mind silence. Allows the user to focus on important tasks without distractions. That's the ADHD cure right there. Shield sigil allows the user to make a protective boundary around themselves. Spike sigil. You can make spikes form. Spikes can be dense like spikes, or slimmer like vines. Interesting. Cocoon. Oh, this one's gonna be relevant later. Cocoon or nesting are used to heal Findians. They surround themselves in their elements to heal major bodily harm. That's gonna become relevant really fast. What the hell is this? Not grow a garden. What the hell is this? I know you know who I am. What is that? The beginning of truths. Oh my god, it's Undertale. Sorry, this is probably really loud. Oh, is this claiming Croy was the one to shoot Krufik? Albie! This is actually really good reasoning. That was actually, like, genuinely good reasoning. This is convincing me that Croy did it. I like that. Because at this point, Krufik has been, you know, hurt last time, and then it's kind of up in the air who it was. We don't have any proof. We do have proof later. Put Croy in jail? Couldn't he just, like, go through the bars? Or is that not... is he not that ghost-like? Alright, we have a log from Okul. Okul's log number 10. The visions of Okana continue. I don't know why they're happening. They feel so real. It always goes the same way. He somehow appears to me, spouts his usual rhetoric, and then disappears as though he was never here, like a ghost or a specter. I'll see about speaking with someone unaffiliated with the major factions of this planet to remedy it. I cannot stand to see his face, even if I know he's dead. I do have other issues going on, however. Something I've been planning. It's almost time, and I've got plenty of Salacians as fodder in case things go awry. Ooh. Unknown ship. Sighting report unknown ship. 9/11! Date September 11, time 1700. Location Northern Forest, 2-hour walk from the trading hall. Found by Mira Archer. Items found: journal with entries, a week's worth of rations, a computer log, a pair of pajamas with a pattern with eyes across it. State of the ship: 1 cockpit, clean and no dust visible. No gas left. Motors need maintenance. Coolant system non-damaged. The ship was abandoned recently. No dust seen, and there was a faint smell of food lingering in the air. The travelogue. Departure point Harmonia. Arrival Solace. Distance 32,000 light-years away. Time taken 14 days. Digital journal. All logs are signed Patron of the Divine One and God Emperor of the Bloodhorns. Objective 1, find the traitorous executioner. Objective 2, eliminate her. Objective 3, take this planet in honor of the Bloodhorns. Objective 4, hail the Divine One. A message addressed to Redacted. Redacted, I'm writing this message in the event that you find my ship. I'm greatly displeased with your leaving of the planet of Harmonia and by extension of the Bloodhorns. You know what you signed up for. You were to remain there for the rest of your days. I'm coming to get you, dearest Redacted. If you think our Divine One smiles on you, then I'll need you to heavily reconsider that sentiment. The Divine One's true patron, Okana. Is this about Eclipse? This is not about Eclipse. The personal retelling. Written September 12th. I was walking around the north of the main island, around 6 hours from the Arcturus and 3 from the trading halls. It was a small ship, only able to carry 1 person in the cockpit. The ship was made for small travels, something like within the same orbit. The person who boarded it seems to have been desperate to find Redacted, if their logs weren't lying. The pajamas. Eyes that look too iconic to be misinterpreted to be from something else. I remember that the Redacted have been around for a long time, even before my father was born. If I'm correct, I have more things to worry about now. I'm sending a message to Lux and Zell, and I will also need to talk to Redacted, even though I'd prefer not to. Next steps, meet with Freya, meet with Redacted and Redacted. Publish the report with the appropriate censorship. Increase the cameras in Riverside. The plot thickens. If you guys can't remember all the, like, who Okana is and all of that, you'll find out. Oko's log number 11. Mira of all people came and spoke to me. She bared terrible news. He is alive, and he is here. May Divinitas have mercy on all of Solace. Yeah, the Redacted was Okal. Froggy's origin. We have a Microsoft Word document. Can I open this? Oh my god. Jeez. Okay. Sorry. Hold on, I'm gonna try to find a way to zoom in. What are we talking about? Stealing brain cells? Hello? Transcript 3. This transcript takes place after the last experiments in certain weather biomes, the desert and the nether. The scientist and Dr. Sawyer stand in this experimentation lab. Doctor, the subject... She's not going to survive after being in the last 2 biomes. It was too hot and there wasn't any water around anywhere. We found her in the corner of her room looking dry and... If she dies, she dies. She doesn't seem to care either way. I want to know how long she can last before the dryness kills her. Don't put any water in her room. But... Sawyer raises a hand in interruption. If she lives, she lives. If she dies, we get another animal. Preferably one that is not so... hyper. So that we can actually keep track of it. Oh. Okay, Doctor. The scientist leaves the experimentation lab somberly. She then hastily goes to Froggy's chamber and opens the door with a bucket of water. She puts it in front of Froggy with a shushing gesture. Scientist, in a whispered tone. Here. I'm so sorry, little frog. Froggy croaks dryly as she looks to the bucket. She crawls forward a little bit and takes a lick of the water. After a bit, she starts drinking it. Careful, you might choke on that, but you seem better now, huh? Froggy looks up to the scientist with a big smile. Thank you. She spoke in a mixture of a soft voice and croaking noises, but was still able to get the words out. Scientist shocked. You're welcome. Make sure that frog gets a hold of herself. I hate it when she bounces off the walls. Oh no, I have to go. Act normal. Froggy cocks her head as the scientist leaves in a hurry, hiding the bucket just underneath the one-way mirror in Froggy's room so that it was out of sight. Sawyer walks in with a shocked and disdaining look. How did she recover so quickly? It appears that because of her frog-like abilities, she was able to produce moisture in herself to keep herself cool. Blasted frogs. Fine. It appears she lived, so it gives us reason to keep experimenting with her. Sawyer walks out of the patient's hallway with a huff. The scientist, smiling and nodding to Froggy, who was hopping around the room again with a big smile. I want to be friends with Froggy. I need there to be like some sort of frog faction. Wasn't there one being started? Also, Froggy's backstory is so tragic, and then she just comes to solace, and it gets worse. And here's where the fun begins. Patient file truffle. Hospital name, Keepers of Solace Hospital. Trauma 2. Doctor named Magos. Patient name, Truffle Balatro. Age 22, sex female. Allergies, NA. Pre-existing conditions, adult onset asthma, iron deficiency, vitamin B12 deficiency. Reason for hospitalization, traumatic pneumothorax, which is punctured lung. Name of disease, NA. Method of injury, stabbed with a knife by Eclipse. Knife went all the way through their body. Treatment, pneumonectomy. There was a high risk of infection if lung was left in. Isotonic IV drip. Nasogastric tube ventilator. Status, comatose. One down! We have blame. The plan did not work. Obviously. It was 7 people working together, most of which do not like each other. Of course things went wrong. I gave Okul my notes of Eclipse's sightings. She immediately zoned in on the crossed out one, because of course she did. Why would she not? It is not like it is crossed out for a reason. And I admitted it. I fucking saw Eclipse in Frostfire before Krufik got shot. I saw her weapon. I saw her. And I did nothing. I'm not explaining why, where people can see it. If Okul could not get it out of me, I will not allow it to be written by my own hand. And I was not aware of the entire group assembled. That was Okul's idea. I only recruited Balios. You know who the great General Okul picked? A motherfucking child, for starters. That scarab-obsessed person, someone who wants to clone dead people, and a clown. I told myself, maybe it would be okay. Maybe I'm judging things too soon. We went to Frostfire. I went over the plan. We were going to be quiet and cover the area. We were going to find anything related to the Anathi, take note of it, and then leave. But no! Okul lost her temper. Truffle was noisy, Sunny was noisy, and Eclipse got alerted straight to us. And you would maybe think that we would all retreat, like the smart people we might be. Nope! They all just launched themselves into danger like they were indestructible. Okul was the team leader. I tried to get her to help me get people away from Eclipse, that we were not prepared enough to fight, that this is not what was meant to happen, and we should get out of here. I was ignored. That is when Zinnia was shot down by Eclipse with her laser gun. Okul fucking scoffed at it. I tried to get Balios to stand down, to help me with his nature powers to pull everyone away. I was ignored. And soon after, he was slammed into a tree, a branch going through his back. Truffle soon followed an injury, getting stabbed by Eclipse, right through their chest. Sunny kept running around, trying to get Eclipse to hug her. I tried to catch her, but the next thing I knew, the child was kicked. She was crying on the ground. Magos was shooting at Eclipse, which just pissed the Anathi off more. She did get stunned for a moment when Magos landed a shot, and that's when the Royal Highness Okul decided to do something.
I moved my attention to Truffle, Balios, Zinnia, and Sunny, gathering them together with the tar from my eyes to protect them. Just as I heard Okul's screech, the noise made me want to tear my ears out. When I moved to look, she was down, and Magos was mumbling a status report, which was interrupted by Eclipse shooting him in the arm, firing her last round of shots at the two. I managed to deflect a few with some tar, which Eclipse noticed. I was invisible to her, therefore it was some sort of non-existent wall that stopped her shots from landing. Eclipse escaped in the end, leaving behind her camp, which Okul pathetically searched through. The general kept shouting, frustrated and claiming that everyone but her did not do enough, that it was our fault. She tore up things, threw food and tools out of her way. I wanted to kill her. While she went on her rampage, some of the papers she had crumpled and flung out of her path had writing on it. It was useful information. I informed the general, and before she could even ask for it, I turned to leave. The walk back was dead silent. I carried Sunny in my arms. She'd fallen asleep by then, and her now broken arm cradled to her chest. Truffle and Balios I carried with a platform I made with my tar. Zinnia walked slightly behind me, Magos slightly off to my left, and General Okul dead front. I am exhausted. As I am writing this, I sit in the waiting room of the hospital. Truffle, Balios, Zinnia, and Sunny are all being treated. Magos, who is the head doctor, is treating the patients. Okul had left a while ago now. She and Magos had gotten into some sort of confrontation with each other, and Okul got kicked out when Freya arrived. Okul was injured too. She needed to be helped, and Freya did not even notice that. No one can see me right now. My ability is weakened, so I cannot make people see me. I can barely hold the pen when I write this entry with. I cannot be heard, I cannot be seen, I cannot be felt. I am not there, yet I am. Freya will most likely speak of these events at the faction meeting. I do not believe anyone involved will attend, so I have to. Freya is speaking to everyone about what occurred. If I can find a way to, I can speak to her, somehow. I do not want to be here. I hate hospitals. I hate them so much. The stench of medicine clings to the walls. It makes me want to vomit. How much longer do I have to wait? If I tell the truth, it will just be another repeated cycle. Okul is going through enough. Something has happened, and she does not need blame pinned to her again and again. I am the reason she knew where to look first. I am the reason Eclipse was not reported sooner, caught sooner. I want to take responsibility, take the blame so that I am not alone in blaming myself. I wish I was hurt by her too. Why did the others get harmed and I not? I did not do enough. I need to be better. I have free will, yet I still feel as if I cower in the corner. I'm going to search for the Anathi again, follow her, but not now. I feel myself melting. I need to be calm, for others' sake. I want to sleep. I want a hug. I feel so bad for Croy, but at the same time, you knew where Eclipse was, and you didn't say anything. You could have prevented all of this. But I too would give Croy a hug. Mission report. Unit type, Magos. Unit name, Solvex. Virus recontainment, successful. Person spotted. Person name, Okul. Reason for being here. Only one qualified to help a search party medically. Accept request? Yes. Why bring a child when you are searching for a dangerous criminal? Reason, bait. Special entity spotted. Danger level 2 out of 5. They are helping us. Damage sustained. Laser wound in shoulder. Mission failure. Nothing collected. Reason, this team did not have the right tactics or any teamwork. The toddler also alerted the target to us. Okul failed to calculate where I was firing stun blasts. Team hospitalization, semi-successful. Repairing a teammate's lung. Anomaly detected, taking blood sample for testing. Reason redacted. Reported issues to team leader. She's blaming everyone but herself. Change Okul's title? Yes. New title, bitch. Result. Send Freya the recording of the fight. Resend the clip of Okul getting stunned. That's crazy. Scarab progress 25%. Spectral entity spotted. Danger level 5 out of 5. How is he here? That's not ominous at all. Then we have some fire art from Cece. This is the aftermath.
Dude, I need to commission you again. Your art is so good. That is you! Yippee! Froggy's journal entry number 6. I've been taking some time off in terms of being around people, like, Okul. Nobody else really knows, so I've just been kind of hiding deep in the swamps so that she or anyone doesn't really find me. I don't know what's been happening with me lately. I've been getting more and more angry with Okul, and these weird memories come rushing into my head. Something about a woman being kind to me, and then a big explosion, being in some sort of room, almost dying. They're horrible. I feel like I'm, what's the phrase? Losing myself? It's weird to think about, and I don't like it. In other news, I found a plush that Croy gave me while I was gone. I love it so much. It's right next to me, actually, as I'm writing this. I'll have to tell him thank you sometime. Also, I think I'm going to leave the HOE. Yes! Yes! I'll have to tell Okul sooner or later, but I'm sure she'll... Oh, what am I talking about? She'll probably get mad at me if I leave, but I don't really like it there anymore. She gets more and more upset every time I see her, and after our confrontation, she kept mumbling stuff about someone named Okana. I don't really feel, safe anymore. I'll try to talk with her later. I haven't seen her in her office, so she might be on an adventure or something, but maybe I can talk with Croy and Kron later today. I want to thank them both for the plush. Froggy freedom. Exactly. Yeah, the Family Guy death pose killed me in the picture too. This is so sad. I broke my arm. Eclipse is mean. The little teeth on it. Oh, Sunny, no. Sunny, shut up. The voices from Krufik. Five tabs! Oh my god, okay. It was dark. Dark and cold. So cold. I've never been cold before. It was pitch black, except for the snow and the trees. They didn't have any leaves, just snow on each branch. I couldn't feel the snow beneath the pads of my fingers, and my left ear was ringing so loud you'd think someone shot a gun right next to it. That all changed when the voices came. It wasn't the usual voices. It wasn't Crux or Morena or Eurylo. It was a man's voice. I couldn't recognize it, but it was familiar. I couldn't put my finger on it. He said, "You're going to be all right, Crew." But I couldn't say a word back. I couldn't hear where the sound was coming from. It sounded like I was in an auditorium, the words echoing across the endless walls that lay beyond my vision. Yet I was comforted. It got warm after that. The coldness faded away and the snow stopped phasing through me. But the voice didn't come back for a while, and the ringing stopped. I began walking around the area, but every barren tree I crossed led me straight back to where I awoke. Eventually, the voice came back, along with another man's voice. I still couldn't make out who they were, though I could tell they were discussing something about me. A beeping followed soon after. It was slow, yet rhythmic. That faded after a while, too. There were a lot of voices that I heard. Maybe they all were there the same day or something. There weren't really any clocks around to tell me, or calendars for that matter. One day, maybe, as I was sitting on my stump covered in snow I had to wipe off, I decided to try and explore again. Give myself something to do. So I stood up, the snow melting underneath my bare feet, and walked forward. Not in any particular direction, just forward. And guess where that took me? Right back where I started. I thought to myself, maybe it would be better if I had a book with me, something to take up my time. And funny enough, a book and quill was on my stump. So I picked it up and began writing this. I've written down everything I've made out from the voices and who I think they're from. I think Freya visited me once, and a few other people I haven't met yet. Maybe Eurylo and Morena stopped by. It's ironic. I wanted the voices gone, but now that they are, it's lonely. The quiet was nice, but now I don't like it anymore. I hate that I can't respond to people, to tell them that I'm okay, that I'll wake up. But how can I say that I will when I don't even know when or if I'll wake up? Gods, I feel terrible. But it's been getting better. The pounding in my head isn't as bad as it was before. It must be some kind of cluster headache, because it's only on the left side of my head. I don't sleep. I don't need to, or at least I don't feel like I need to. Sometimes I lay on the ground and stare up at the cloudless snowfall, close my eyes and rest. Doesn't make me feel energized in any way, but it fills my time. I won't try to keep a log of days on here. It won't matter anyway, since no one will probably ever see this, if they even can. But I'll jot a few ideas down. Maybe each voice should get their own page. And if they're a frequent visitor, which there have been a few, I'll give them 2 if I need it. They won't be in any particular order, just who I think it is, and what I semi-heard. Voice 1. John Angler? This was the first voice I ever heard. It was a man's voice. It didn't sound like Kasim's, and definitely not Eurillo's. Mr. Angler was in the area. Maybe I should just call him by his full name. It feels weird saying only one part and not the other. He wanted to go ice fishing, so I told him he could use the river and lake nearby Frostfire. The voice was fuzzy and I could barely hear it over the ringing, but it sounded like him. Kinda. He said, "You're going to be all right, crew." And that was the last thing I fully understood from him. After that, it was just him and the second voice, and then the third a while later. Voice 2. Freya? It was a female voice. Sounded a lot like Freya, since it was pretty recognizable even over the ringing. I couldn't make out a lot of what she was saying, especially when this voice and voice 3 were talking. I hope it was Freya. She's very kind. Aw. After helping me get back on my feet after Miraju, I feel like I owe her. Maybe when I wake up I can make her something as a gift of gratitude. Voice 3. I don't know. I couldn't really understand this voice either, but it sounded familiar. I've only heard it a few times before, maybe at a faction meeting of sorts. It's another male voice. Maybe Captain Marcello. I've never officially met him, but I've seen him around before at faction meetings and just around the Keepers of Solace. No one else really sounds like the voice I heard, so I'm just gonna guess it's Marcello. All of these voices were talking about me, I think. I heard a few buzzwords that might be useful when I wake up. Scan the area, found, not Arcturus, hospital. It got a lot warmer after I heard hospital. Maybe that's where they took me. I hope they left before that snowstorm. I don't know if Lumerin can get cold, but I know people sure can. Voice 4 and 5, Kasim and Mars. Now these two, I'm almost entirely certain are them. I could hear Mars freaking out from a mile away. She kept asking, "Who did this? Will she be okay?" For a second I thought my own brain was being weird, but then I heard Kasim. He was muttering something about inferior technology, which isn't all too surprising from him. After all, after Min... Anyway, they didn't stay for very long, but they visit often. Cass manages to sneak a few elixirs into my IV sometimes, or he gets caught by some other voice. He'd argue something about this one could work, but I'd feel no change. He's trying. They all are. Voice 6, Eurillo. Eurillo, Papa, I miss him. It was quiet when he visited. He didn't really speak, but he deserves a page. I could tell it was him because I felt a slight pressure on my hand, like someone was holding it. He said a few things too, spoke about Frostfire, about the faction meetings I was missing, about old memories from Keruvoy before the Great Disappearance. I swear, he was crying when he recalled one of my birthdays. Not sobbing, but I bet there were tears. He's one of the only people I could feel. The second, Mama. Morena. Morena visited with Eurillo most of the time. She whispered a lot of things to me, spoke to me about how Eurillo is doing, the things he isn't telling me. She sits by my bed sometimes, braiding my hair. It's short now, she tells me. The injured spot in my head took a lot of my hair, but it grew back. And apparently it grew back blonde. Kruphik blonde arc? After Crux started, well, being Crux in my head, the blonde bits in my hair turned black. Now it's changing again. I like it. It reminds me of Papa. And my hair is getting lighter. It was so dark. Now it's going back to the way it was. Mama said it was more salmon now. I'll take her word for it. Something tells me I'll still be colorblind after this. It would really be unfortunate if one of my eyes was normal and the other wasn't. The other voices. The other people I hear aren't as clear as the others, or, if I can hear them, I don't know who they are. But that's okay. If I wake up soon, I can figure it out. I hope that when I do, no one is in the room. It would be really awkward if Eurillo or someone else was there. The book ends here. Poor Kruphik. I forget Kruphik is colorblind. Yeah. Can we dye it random colors? Dude, I feel like dyeing someone's hair while they're in a coma is kind of crazy. Smile SMP isn't an accurate name. It should be Frown SMP or Face of Abject Horror SMP or Uncanny Valley Cat Face SMP. You're so right, though. Actually, it's Dementia SMP. Horror movie style Okel's fault. I should have listened. Croyd asked me to help out with a search party to find Eclipse. I said yes, of course, but seeing the group made me want to turn back. The leader was Okel. She apparently thought bringing a child on a deadly mission was a smart idea. There was also a clown, a robot, and a woman. Remind me, right after this, I need to feed the pets. We walked to Frostfire. Croy was going over the plans. I tried listening, but the clown was too loud, and the child was noisy too, though she was just a child. Okel yelled back at the clown to quiet down. That was part of the reason this all happened. Eclipse found us and ambushed us. The woman, Zinnia, was shot in the shoulder by a laser gun. Everyone but Okel and Croy ran to fight. The Tin Man was firing shots. The child was trying to befriend the lizard, and the others were fighting. Croy tried to stop me, but I didn't listen. I ran at Eclipse, and she threw me aside. My back hit a tree, and a small branch impaled me. My vision blurred. I saw someone else get stabbed, someone get kicked. The noises were loud. There was crying, gasping, and then a loud screech. My head was pounding. I needed my elements, and quickly. Someone else was shot, and Eclipse escaped. Croy carried me and the clown back. I was trying to connect the elements, so I grabbed a crystal from my bag, weakly reached for a leaf, and curled myself around the two. A black mist surrounded me first. The vines wrapped around the mist, forming a cocoon. I knew we had reached the hospital when I heard people talking in medical terms. I was placed in a room, and I knew someone would ask questions, so I made words appear on the wall above the bed. Okel's plan failed. The plot thickens. I love how this turned out, where everyone is like writing their own perspective of the same event. It's so good. I want every event on the SMP to be like this. All right, I will be right back. I gotta feed the pets. All right, we are back. I hope you enjoyed the art. I love that Be Right Back screen. It's so good. All right, let me drink some water and then we'll keep going.
I knew today's was going to be a very long Lore Tuesday, if not just like a lot of information at once. All right, from Comet. Oh yeah, everyone who puts their stuff, if you want your stuff in that channel, put it in the Art for BRB screen, which is underneath server builds. You drop it in there and I'll throw your art in. Back to Lore Tuesday. How insolent is that shameful warden, leading an entire group of civilians into combat unprepared, and not only that, but to bring along a fucking child? You hurt a child and you see nothing wrong with that? You are meant to protect. Rua, give me strength and restraint, because so help me if I see that false warden's face, only Freya will be able to pull me off of her. I'm worried about that child. Born on this planet, yet only bad things have happened. And it seems that she's reached the age that human children begin their education. I'll have to speak with Cam about if I can help and perhaps teach her about history and more reading. Although, I am worried that my appearance might be far too scary for Sunny, and she might cry. I'm not sure I can do anything about that. Aw. Warden versus Warden? Fight! 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 Freya's Journal, September 13th, 2497. Truffle, punctured lung, not in good shape. Magos, Eclipse hit his arm, but he had a replacement. He's doing a good job fixing everyone up. Said he would send me the recordings from the incident when he could. Sunny. Sunny doesn't seem to understand the gravity of the situation. I'm glad she's mostly unhurt. Cam is rightfully upset that this happened. Zinnia. She was shot in the shoulder. Said she trusted the wrong person. Belios. His species uses nature to heal, a type of cocoon. I was able to communicate with him enough to make out Okel's fault. I saw her earlier. Pay her a visit. I was alerted earlier today by Magos that the keepers of Solace Hospital had an influx of patients. Marcelo and I immediately went to the hospital. When I arrived, I saw Okel of all people arguing with my head doctor. I asked Marcelo and Cam, who was there for Sunny, to escort her out of the building. Unfortunately, after talking to the group, it seems Okel was involved and may have been the one in charge. I've been putting off talking to her, but I think it's finally time. Now, get ready for probably one of my favorite things I've ever written for the SMP this season. It's so fun. The air was still as Freya approached the center building of the House of Ocular Enlightenment. She didn't know what to expect from this confrontation, only that she needed answers. Okel's name had been at the forefront of every conversation she had at the hospital, though to what extent she was involved, Freya did not know. The faction area of the house seemed desolate, a sight in stark contrast to its leader's description. The only life present was Froggy, who stood proudly at the top of the steps to the entrance. Good morning, Froggy, Freya chimed as she climbed the stairs. Is Okel in the area by any chance? I need to talk to her. Froggy looked surprised, then thought for a moment. Okel told me not to let anyone know she's in her office, Froggy squeaked, so I can't tell you, I'm sorry. She shook her head firmly. Freya stared, amused at her for a moment, then thanked her and continued past the eager frog into the building. The heavy thud of the front door echoed throughout the main room as it shut. Freya examined the entrance room. It was elegantly furnished, unlike the Keepers of Solace buildings. Ornate wooden staircases lined the side of the room. A blue liquid was seeping into the cracks of the left staircase, a warden's blood. Freya followed the trail up to the third floor into Okel's office. The room was dim, save for the light streaming in from the windows and single lantern. Sorry, I had to prevent you guys from hearing that awful burp. Okel was hunched over her desk, clutching her shoulder with her right hand and writing stiffly with her left. Froggy, I told you not to come in here. Now leave, Okel scolded without looking up. Actually, it's me, Freya clarified as gently as she could so as not to startle the warden. Okel started and stood up from her chair, drawing her sword. How did you get in here? She boomed, stifling a wince from the pain. I demand you leave my office immediately. I'm afraid I can't do that. Freya stepped calmly towards Okel's towering figure. I need to know what your involvement was in this incident that occurred earlier. Okel's sword remained outstretched, distancing the two. Why do you feel the need to probe into my affairs? It's none of your business. Well, when my hospital is full of injured citizens, I believe it becomes my business. It's their own fault, Okel waved her sword as she spoke. They should have been more careful and not charged forward without a thought. Freya's eyes were fixed on Okel's shoulder. Her clothes were drenched in dark blue blood.
and her left hand was shaking a little. Are you all right? Freya's tone shift caught the general off guard. You're hurt. Do you need medical attention? No, I'll be fine. Okul sheathed her sword and returned her hand to her shoulder. I refuse to be treated by anyone who operates under you. She spat the bitter words as if to get them out of her mouth. Besides, I was there, but someone had me removed from the premises. I apologize for that, Freya sighed. I had no idea you were injured, or even involved with what was going on. She glanced towards Okul's desk. Do you mind if I sit down? No one is stopping you. You're the leader of this planet. Okul made no attempt to hide her sarcasm. For now, she mumbled as she pulled out a chair. I'd like to know what happened, Freya began, and what the extent of your involvement was. Okul let out a frustrated sigh as she sat. I'm sure the others have given flawed testimony. I'll do my best to set the record straight. Okul cleared her throat. We set out this morning on an expedition to locate and kill Eclipse. Unfortunately, due to the incompetence of my team, Eclipse was made aware of our approach and attacked first. Our efforts were valiant. I landed a few hits that almost took her out, but in the end she escaped. We traveled back to the hospital after finding nothing of value at her camp, and now we're here. Her chair creaked as she leaned back. Anything else, oh great deductive deity of solace? Freya thought quietly for a moment. She glanced once again at Okul's shoulder. Why did you do it? Something needs to be done about Eclipse. People are dying. Okul waved her hand in emphasis towards the window. What I did today is more than you've done the entire era to protect your people. I agree. Freya's response was unexpected. Okul slammed her fist into the desk and pointed at the so-called leader. Aha! She exclaimed. So you admit it. I am the superior leader. Freya scowled, leaning forwards in her chair. Now hang on, she corrected. What you did today is not the solution. Okul crossed her arms, her right hand still on her injured shoulder. Well, at least I did something, she huffed. What you did was get people hurt, Freya countered. Eclipse got away, and now she's going to be even harder to find. And all you do is sit down and allow people to get hurt. Okul's pointed criticism gave Freya pause. She frowned. Look, Okul, I'm just trying to keep people safe, and you're boldly marching them straight into their graves. These people were hurt because of your decision, not just because of Eclipse. Well, maybe if you were as ready to march into danger like me, Casimir would still be with us. Okul's tone was cool, which only heightened Freya's growing anger. She knew what would piss Solace's leader off the most. She knew what rumors were being spread. Casimir's death happened before we knew about Eclipse's presence on the planet. There was absolutely nothing we could have done to prevent it. Freya stood from her chair. Her hands gripped the desk tightly. You should be glad someone else didn't join him after this incident. Okul leaned forwards in mirror to Freya. Her voice dropped to a sneer. Well, at least they would have died fighting rather than laying down like a dog. Freya pushed back from the desk in frustration and stepped away. This conversation wasn't going anywhere productive. Okul leaned back in her chair and scoffed in disgust. Freya took a moment to compose herself, then turned back towards the general with as calm of a tone as she could muster. Thank you for your time, Okul. Your information regarding the incident is appreciated. I will be taking my leave now. She turned on her heel and made her way to the exit. I'll be seeing you, false idol, Okul taunted. She could hear Freya's footsteps fade and the echo of the front door closing with a thud. She was left in silence. After a few seconds of quiet gloating, she moved to begin writing again when something appeared in the center of her office. A package of some kind. As she walked closer to inspect it, she could see the familiar logo of the Keepers of Solace faction. She considered if Freya was the type to plant an explosive in her enemy's house. She ripped open the package. Inside there were medical supplies, bandages, pain medication, stitching tools, and olive branch. Why can't Freya and Okul just fight? Is that what you're saying? Dude, Freya cannot get injured and cannot fight. Also, she's a total pacifist. Crazy Casimir shade, by the way. He's gonna haunt Okul. Yeah, as he should. I mean, like, that was crazy. Can't get out of catching strays even when you're dead, I guess. Okul gets atomized in 4K. Yeah, no, Freya has never killed anyone, and she most likely never will. Even though she's immortal. She just doesn't, that's not her type of thing. Take away Okul's Medicare. All right. We have some binary here with whatever this is. Morning, citizens of Solace. Good morning. And then we have Oakel's side. It was finally the day to enact my plan to capture or kill this fabled eclipse. I took a small team over to Frostfire's territory, as that's the last place we can confirm she was at due to the attempted assassination of Krufik. The team consisted of me, Zinnia, Balios, Magos, Croy, Truffle, and Sunny. As we got closer, there were clear signs of someone having been there. Broken branches, half-empty berry bushes, things like that. We took it as a sign we were going in the right direction. Sunny and Truffle began exhibiting their more childish sides. They were loud. Too loud. I didn't want them to possibly alert the target that we were heading in her direction, so I attempted to get them to shut up. But unfortunately, they didn't pipe down in time. A laser shot came from above, immediately hitting Zinnia. The rest didn't fare too well either. Truffle is stabbed, Balios is thrown against a tree, and Sunny is kicked away. Croy simply focused on getting the injured out of harm's way. It would be admirable if there were not bigger issues than those unable to fight. Magos attempted to shoot his stun gun at Eclipse, but all it did was slow her down. With me and Magos being the only threats left, she shot me in the shoulder and Magos in the arm, vanishing before I could pursue her. It's a pitiful walk back to the civilized parts of Solace. The rest insisted on being taken to the hospital, and I didn't want my eyes off them until they reached their destination. We arrived at the hospital, and Magos immediately began deploying these strange bug-like things that I won't have come anywhere near me. All of them were severely injured, myself not so much. Nothing I haven't dealt with before. As the rest were being patched up, Magos began speaking to me, listing the ways each of the members of the team could have done better. I agreed with most of them, until he started critiquing my performance. I was the only one who had a shot against Eclipse, and if the rest had played their part properly, we'd have her head by now. I made it known to the doctor that was the case. Of course, the great and admirable Lady Freya walked in at that time. She insisted I leave immediately. I obliged. I didn't want to spend any more time on Keeper territory than I needed. I returned back to New Harmonia. It was desolate due to the changing of locations we're currently going through, but it's no matter. I came to my office to write this report. As I'm writing, I hear footsteps coming up the stairs to my office. I assumed it was Froggy, but I had assumed wrong. Freya had decided to pay me a visit. I told her off, told her to leave, drew my sword so she would know I was serious. It didn't work. She was adamant about knowing what had happened regarding Eclipse. I told her what had happened, how we failed because I was dragged down by the incompetence of the Salatians I had foolishly brought with me. She chastised my actions. She didn't understand, so I made myself very clear. I told her how she has failed to protect Solace and its citizens from threats such as Eclipse, how just by doing this one thing, I've done more to protect these people than she ever has. I didn't expect her to agree, but I decided to take it as a victory. She attempted to backtrack, of course, but I had already won. She sighed, defeated, and left my office. I'm writing the rest of this as I patch my injuries from the encounter. This will not be the last time I target Eclipse, and next time I won't be so foolish as to bring others with me. But right now, I have bigger issues. Like, okay, duh. Freya's journal post-meeting. Well, that didn't go as planned. Okel was indeed the one in charge of this whole operation, and still believes that she made the right decision. For a minute, I thought we were finding some sort of common ground, but Okel took that as an opportunity to criticize me. After she explained what happened, I considered telling her off for making such a stupid decision. But it seems she's already paid the consequences. She was badly hurt in the confrontation with Eclipse, and even though I was incredibly angry, I left her some medical supplies to fix her shoulder. I hope someday we can reach the point where we are not enemies, but today is not that day. I remember one time someone told me the way I wrote sentences was wrong, but I feel like sentence structure in professional versus creative literature is very different, like the use of periods in a list to indicate almost a staccato between words. Staccato. Well, technically, staccato is actually, how do I describe staccato? Like, legato is like long, staccato is short. Short, little words. But maybe that's what you mean, is short little words. But they don't necessarily have a pause of, whatever. Yeah, sorry. No, I was a music teacher. Hee ha ha. Oh, I can't wait to share some of the. I have 10 songs out of my next album done. I want to do 4 more and then 2 like instrumental pieces to put at the beginning and the end. That's what I always do for my albums. You know what staccato is? Music mentioned? Yeah. If you want, join my music Discord for any of you who are not already. I post all my stuff there before it's put on Spotify and the rest. Alright, from CJ. These are the papers recovered at Eclipse's camp. At the faction meeting, I will give them to Freya. They are more useful to her than me. July 15, 2497. I'm not... Oh, no, wait, we should read this one first. June 23, 2497. I've made it onto the planet without incident. I was lucky enough not to run into Hunter, or God forbid, Elman, on my way out. They'll be upset about the shuttle, but they can manage. I took everything out of storage. It's not much, but it'll last long enough for me to raid some houses. I already have a map of some good places from April. July 15, 2497. I'm not making any progress. It's been almost a month and there's been little to no info on what happened to Cypher. As I've been raiding houses, I've kept an eye out for posters, journals, maps, anything that could lead me to answers. Food and water is in decent supply, and as far as I know, I've remained hidden. Freya, Marcella Virgil, Comet, Ladice, Krufik, crossed out. Life when Freya teaches music theory? I'll show you what life when Freya teaches music theory is like. This is life when Freya teaches music theory. This is life when Freya teaches music theory. That's me. Lucky's log. I've had the chance to learn the beasts on this land produce more than just meat. The cows, as so they are called, give a colder white substance known as mulk. Kindly I went around to give people of Solace mulk to hopefully start more friendships and bonds with these people. On this enjoyable run, I ran into Freya, and I offered her some mulk to show my gratitude in her many tasks she has helped us all with. I didn't realize how much Freya enjoyed mulk until we found ourselves surrounded by a couple friends nearby, as Freya chugged 16 whole buckets of mulk in front of everyone. Honestly, I'm a bit frightened of this skill, but the moment will be well cherished with my companions, and I do hope Freya sees me as more of a friend and asset than an enemy. This is killing me. She could drink even more. It's because, like, Lumerin, she doesn't have a digestive system. She just absorbs it, like, matter into energy. So she's just absorbing it into energy, which she can take forever. She could drink all of the milk of every cow ever and be fine. Useful when dehydrated? Alright, now that's messed up. Me and Lucky are gonna have a talk about that one. With the book thing. Approximately 2 weeks ago. Alright, gonna mute the music here. Let's open up this one and this one. Oh, hold on. Is this, which one is this from? Unintelligible muttering, that's what it is. Okay. This.
Waters.
What is it now, Zeros?
According to my assessment, you have not left the facility grounds for any long duration of time over a significant number of days.
Well, that's...
21 days, 16 hours, and 45 minutes.
You did not need to calculate that.
As my administrator, your safety is my top priority. The facility is safe. Use the outside knock.
No, it's fine. outside. No less safe than it usually is for me.
The incident with intruder number 2 has no correlation.
I told you already. Intruder number 2 is an employee now, stationed in the engineering bay. Did I not update that information in your files? No matter. I'll fix it later. No, it has nothing to do with that.
Then, to confirm, it is only the incident with intruder number 1 that is causing concern.
I can't talk about that, Zeros. You know that.
Are you writing about it?
Zeros. It's dangerous to be seen. I just have to wait for her to come to me. That's the only way I can know what's going on. I have to know for sure what is going on before.
New hazard.
More like an old hazard.
Results indicate seeking the advice of Freya. Could you likely to send notice?
What? Freya? The leader of Solus? Why would I? Should I? Send the notice, Zeros. It couldn't hurt to get a second opinion.
Sending formal notice of communications to Freya of Solus.
These are always peak. It feels like I'm picturing like a movie in my head. It's always so good. And then we have, I don't think there's a written log, yeah. Written log D61 1800, C5 designation waters. Aeolus Dorsa is a planet that was conquered and drowned under the authority of a race known as the Dorsa, operating solely in the 312th sector. The 312th sector refers to the degree point 312 it is located, putting it in the 4th quadrant of galaxies within the cosmic web, or approximately within the Shapley concentration as it is known from Earth. Ships built in the 312th sector can take approximately 6 years to travel to the galaxy Solus resides in, and cannot be refueled with any of the means available in Solus's galaxy, as the materials do not exist for its power source. It is a one-way trip. The Dorsa, as a race, are credited for the conquering or complete destruction of at least 20 planets in the 312th sector. Planets conquered by the Dorsa see a drastic and immediate change in environmental design. The process is as follows. The Dorsa send an envoy ship piloted by one of the 5 families to notify the planet's rulers of its inevitable fate. The planet is allowed 1 year of preparation for the complete planetary evacuation or complete subservience to the Dorsa. Planets that do not make a decision, fight back, or resist are annihilated, and the planet is taken anyways. The Dorsa return and conquer the planet, preparing the planet's surface for conversion. A resource building is constructed underground to house the planet's populace, if they chose subservience. This will protect them from the Flood. The Flood, the planet's surface is flooded with upwards of 25,000 feet of water. The water adapts to the planet's surface, surviving in higher or colder temperatures than otherwise natural. It cannot be impacted by drought, earthquakes, volcanoes, wind, or weather. It contains chemical compounds that conduct and communicate with advanced electronics and mechanisms. It is more than just water. The planet's populace must adapt to the new planet to survive, but those wealthy in trade and resources can be provided means to ease the transition, i.e. oxygen pods, special suits, genetic enhancements, etc. No planet has survived or escaped the Dorsa's conquest. The 5 families are Saint Monte, Velmer, Mars Teleste, Velreal, and Prix de Mont. I'm probably butchering all of those. Another sector, yeah. One member of the 5 families is Elia Prix de Mont, the daughter of Timet Prix de Mont, the current head representative of the Prix de Mont family in the Dorsa Command. Elia does not have as much representative control in the command, but as a noble of the family, has a strong level of sway and access. That's close enough? All right. The last time I saw Elia Prix de Mont was the day the ocean collapsed, as it was called on Aelios Dorsa. She had guided me to the holy city against my better judgment that day. I came upon a set of doors and everything happened, for lack of a better word. The leaders beyond the door had vanished into thin air. I was not supposed to be there, so I left soon after, but now I have reason to believe that she may have followed me when I did.
Elliot. Oh, so that's the thing that we heard at the very beginning of all of this. Interesting. Elia Piedmont is heavily connected to the way Aelios Dorsa thrives, conquering. She takes a sick thrill in it that I have seen firsthand. She is to be considered volatile and dangerous, especially if she gets access to some way to communicate with the remains of the Dorsa civilization. In the absence of Timet, she gains his authority in the Dorsa command. She has the power to call a vote for the conquering of a new planet. If she deems Solace an interest to her, she could call for that vote to put Solace at risk. Though it has never been done before, there are a few possible methods of survival in the case of an involuntary flood by the Dorsa. Go underground. The flood will always begin from continental surfaces. It will rise to its highest point before dropping into any crevices between the plates. Block off the underground entrance and it'll survive the drop. A pocket of air for planning or bunkering down until the Dorsa moves on. Leave the planet. The Dorsa doesn't chase, it takes. It will not waste resources on tracking down a populace that is more likely than not to fight back and waste even more resources with its disposal. Stay off its radar. Find its scouts and kill them. There is a procedural order that needs to be followed if the Dorsa is to take command of a planet. Take out the first step, and they can't move forward. If the Dorsa is interested in the planet, they will keep sending more and getting smarter. Maybe they will get bored and move on. Fight? The Dorsa is still thriving. It has accumulated a large number of its remaining populace between 2 planets, rather than being spread out across 20. This method is not recommended. Elia Piedmont and myself have a complicated history. She will listen to me for some time, but she could also kill me if I say anything wrong. Any interaction between us would need to be on a distraction basis alone. I do not know where she is. I have not seen her. I have not heard the utterance of her name. But it is possible she is hiding here, hiding out somewhere. It is also possible that she never left Aelios Dorsa, and I have been misled by anxiety. Aeolus Dorsa! Not Aelios. Aeolus. I do not know the answer to this, and I cannot engage myself in a full reconnaissance of this planet trying to find her on my own. If she is on this planet, I know she will find me when she wants to be known. If the information I have is reliably a sign of her, she likely already knows where I live here and how to get me. I send you this information as a precaution, as I believe you to be able to do more with it than I presently can from my position. It is your planet, and you should be the one to choose how you defend it from something that may or may not ever happen. You should have authority on what to do if Elia is discovered on this planet. I hope I am wrong. I hope the Dorsa never finds this place. For both our sakes and sanity, Director Einwaters of the Sioux NC. Uh-oh! That's all I have to say, is uh-oh. Elia is not Waters' ex-wife. Is Waters a deadbeat father? Is crazy. Wait, Waters is... Oh my god. Waters did leave their child but under the care of their ex-wife? Oh no. We have a small sneak peek to what happened to Maleron. Also might be copyrighted. I think it is. I'll keep playing the music. That doesn't look good. That really doesn't look good. That does not look like what a planet should look like. Overheard. "11:37 p.m., the 13th day of the 9th month, 6th era since the evanescence. Another biome is dead. Dying still, I believe. I've never written this down, but I met a little child who calls herself Sunny. She was lovely to talk to. I was in the market when I overheard someone talking about what happened. The attack on Eclipse. Those injured. Ogle. I ran from the market, found a mostly dead biome, and let my fury go. I wanted to kill her. I will kill her. Watch out, Ogle. I want to strangle her with my bare fucking hands. She had to put children in danger. Eclipse could have killed them. She nearly did. I defended Ogle's faction. I believe she would be an alright person. Dung-eating bitch! Oh, Jesus. When I get my hands on her, I swear it, I'll make her regret ever putting those children in danger. No, anger won't change what has happened. I'm tired of being angry.
I wonder if the hospital is taking more healers. I need something to do. Something that could help people. We are taking more. Come on in. We need doctors. I don't want to break my oath again. No more blood on my hands. Please. The rest of what was written has been blurred by tears. Yeah, fuel your channel your anger into healing people. Dung eating bitch is wild. Yeah. What the heck? Yours might give a copyright. Yeah, I've never gotten a strike on Twitch, but it might like mute it. We'll see. Remembrance of past actions. All right, hold on. Let me
Lucky,
hold on.
Lucky, Lucky,
What? What's up? Hi, Oliver.
come here.
Okay, yeah. Hey, you okay?
What is this?
Oh,
Please tell me you didn't write that.
I mean, I did. I'm not gonna lie to you, but this
Oop.
this is old.
What?
Did you find this?
Why would you write that? No, it doesn't.
Okay. I wrote this months ago, Oliver, when we first met. You know I didn't trust you. You know I didn't trust anybody around here. I don't mean any harm in it.
It's
I haven't written in this in ages. It's not. I didn't trust anyone. I thought we needed new leadership. I was planning to have some sort of defense against Eclipse. I'm sorry. This isn't.
I
Here,
don't
you can throw it
I
away.
don't want it. That you get rid of it. I don't even want to touch that.
Okay, that's understandable.
Useful when dehydrated?
I know.
You know I told you that in confidentiality.
I know you did, and back then it wasn't for anybody. It was for me.
Lucky, I'm frustrated. I'll talk to you about this tomorrow, okay?
I'm sorry. I get that.
I know.
Please talk to me tomorrow. I'll be here.
I will.
I mean, not gonna lie, if someone said I was useful when dehydrated, I feel like that I would feel the same way. What the heck is that? Oh, fixing hurt feelings. Here we go.
Stupid book. I should have never written you.
Hey, Lucky.
Hi, Oliver.
About yesterday, I don't regret the things I said.
Yeah.
I'm not really sorry, but I'm not mad. I was more hurt.
I get
But
that.
I do get it. Well, I mean, I don't get it, but I'm not mad at you.
I know. I get it. We're from different backgrounds. You, I just didn't understand you. You're so much different than what I'm used to, and I just you're my best friend. I hope you know that. And
Oh.
that was the past. I want to protect you now. Like no more lies.
I just hope no one else saw that book.
Well, who? You said someone gave it to you?
Yeah.
Who did?
I don't remember.
Okay, that's okay. How about
That was a lie.
do you want to? We're still friends, right?
Yeah, we're still friends.
Okay. That was my worry. Sorry. Do you want to swim? I mean, obviously, I'm not swimming. You know.
Do you
Yeah,
want
I
to
mean,
swim?
I wouldn't want to get dehydrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's swim.
Let's go.
Well, I'm glad things resolved themselves. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know what it means with the dehydrated thing. Patient file truffle chat log. Alright, here we go. Forget HIPAA. Confidentiality notice. This information is confidential. This document is not to be shown to anyone but healthcare providers for Truffle Balatro. Chat log started September 14, 2497, 3:41 p.m. Magos. Truffle, I have noticed something strange about your healing process and must discuss it with you. Truffle. What? Is something wrong? No, this is quite good. However, it is still an anomaly that should be explainable by a condition or power you may have. Condition? Power? Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about. Just tell me what's going on. While performing your pneumectomy, whatever, I noticed a small hole in your other lung that had already healed. A typical human, which we believe your species is, would likely not have survived both lungs suffering a pneumothorax. I don't understand. Isn't it just a good thing that I'm alive? While it is a positive factor that you survived, it is statistically unusual. The mortality rate for someone like you, who had the same injuries as you, would have been 41.6%. While that's still quite high, the most unusual thing is the fact that the hole has healed up so quickly. The expected recovery time for the small hole would have been a few days at most, with the best treatment. However, factoring in the larger injury, I would estimate 2 months at the most. Yet you are on track to recover within a week. So, I heal fast? I'm really not getting it. I honestly don't think I'm what you would classify as a normal human. My people's bodies have been hardened throughout years and years of mistreatment. That may be true, but it still doesn't explain yet another piece of what you would call anomalous data about you. I found evidence of previous injuries that you shouldn't have survived with. Were you by any chance in a crash of some type? Stop. Just stop. You don't need to be asking those questions. Very well. However, I request that you stay here for further testing such as blood work. Fine. Chat log ended. Ooh! So Truffle is like special. Truffle has special healing powers. Interesting. It's like Krufik. What do I think of an angry mom when they put their lips small and speak through closed teeth like, "Get in the water, Oliver!" Yay! The conversation! I'm in this one!
Thank you for taking the time to meet with me. I know that you have been busy lately with everything that's been happening.
Yeah, things have been busy. I got that audio log you sent over on my comms device. I still don't know how you did that, by the way.
There aren't that many transmitting signals on Solus. It was a cross-denomination. Thank you for giving me your contact information anyways when I joined the Keepers.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. And, of course, no problem. I think I'm just a little bit concerned. I listened to the log and I read that letter you sent over, and I'm not sure if you're saying that there's a threat coming soon. I'm sure you understand that the last thing Solace needs is another threat.
There shouldn't be one yet, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
I've been monitoring outgoing transmissions from the SUNC facility, looking only for transmissions with a broader width of outgoing length. It takes a significant level of power to broadcast a message far enough to enter the range of any satellite that can bounce the signal all the way to the 312 sector. I have not yet seen a spike of that quality, and even if I did notice one, it would have a year of notice before the message even made to the Dorsa.
How sure are you that something like that will happen? How can you be sure that she is on the planet?
Because of this.
You said that it takes a lot of power. Would that Elia even be able to access anything like that?
The SUNC facility operates on the same technology available on Aeolus Dorsa. It's fragments of what I was able to take with me on a drive. I built the code as best I remembered, and core components of it use the same security measures and access to the organization I left. Notably within Cirrus, the computer intelligent relay operating system. It was created by the Mars Celeste family of the 5 noble families. There is a chance that Cirrus would acknowledge Elia as an administrator and to grant her access to all systems and clearance levels, despite any of my interference in trying to prepare a potential security breach.
That's not good.
No, it's not. That's why I decided to bring the issue to you, The potential hazard of the situation threatens more than the security of my identity. It threatens Solus.
Well, thank you for doing that. Is there any way I could help you with this situation? Do you know where we can find Elia?
No, I don't.
Okay. Can you describe her so that we can at least let people know to be on the lookout?
That's complicated. She can change how people perceive her, like shape-shifting, but like influencing visual memory in real time. She has a real form and a real appearance, but not many will remember it or be allowed to see it.
I see. Yeah, that would make it difficult. Well, are there any resources that Marcelo or I could give you to help alleviate this threat?
On my advice, earlier this week you installed security cameras across Solus. Allow me access to that footage. If you purchase near even one of them, I will find her. I know what to look for.
That was a really cool last line there. I know what to look for.
Day 34. Continued investigation into incident and true alert. The time is 1300. Alair Celta. As I recall, yesterday we were discussing the months just before the Velogath rescue shuttle made it to Solus. We have claimed that you spent the entire 6 years of travel in Bay 5, the temporary living quarters of the Kalari, the Dawsons, and the stragglers of 4 other unidentified planets within the space region of Kelon 15. However, the last few months of travel set a new precedent for communication within the shuttle. Incidents involving theft across all the bays created a requirement for a weekly meeting.
It's like
An
Among Us.
investigation prevented stay in multiple bays in the numeric-based order of 2 different bays a week. In these durations, you had ample time and opportunity to communicate with entities beyond your Bay 5. I want to know who contacted you during those weeks of time.
Nobody contacted me.
I don't believe that.
You set this all up like some kind of grand conspiracy, but I had no reason to work with anyone to do something about you. Coming here was of my own accord. I needed to see if you were like them, or one of their captive victims. You are like them. And you will always be like them. You are a sick monster and someone should put you down.
Yes, so you have said twice, but this does not answer my question. I know for a fact that someone reached out to you, perhaps not in those final months on Velobeth, but certainly in the days after the arrival planetside. I know this for a fact because you entered the facility through the core connector unit, sealing. Enters I know for a fact to be well concealed to the untrained eye. You did not panic on diving into the depth of a location unfamiliar to yourself. You entered it quickly, and without hesitation, as if you knew it was always there. You did not spend time on Aeolus Dorsa. This fact evident by your incessant hatred and bereavement when the subject of the planet is brought up. So you are not privy to the citizen-based acknowledgement that all on planet are trained to from the day they are born. You do not come to this planet knowing that sealing are the standard form of entry in Aeolus Dorsa home. Nor were you born with the sight to see clearly through waves even above them. So someone told you. Who told you, Zalto?
Why does it matter to you so much? You've taught me without any issue. You've kept me musty here, and nobody has come for me. Nobody will.
It was someone from Aeolus Dorsa. You came here in the word of someone else from Aeolus Dorsa. You didn't trust them, obviously. You can't trust anyone from Aeolus Dorsa, but you listened to them. Why? What did they tell you? They must have said they were one of those captive victims you implied I could have been. Is there a mercy or hope for people you deem less the cause of some sort of wrong to people's confounding sense of morality?
You told me you were directly responsible. You delivered a message to my parents. You went to Calamar 15. It was your mission. You're the reason my parents are dead.
Who told you that? Who told you that? The only people who would know about that mission were my commanding officers and... Where did you see her? Where did you see her? Damn it, respond! What are you?
Oh man, that got intense at the end there. That got really intense. What's happening? Welcome to Lore Tuesday! Everyone say welcome to Lore Tuesday! This is, where we go through all the lore, from the week of the Smile SMP. I don't know if you are a part of the Smile SMP already, but welcome! Alright, we got an animation coming up. This is Strawberry. Not really lore, but it's important to the plot. Here we go. It's of Strawberry and, shoot, what's, shoot, what's the name of, freaking... It's stinking Celestine! Thank you! Thanks for following Darkness. Welcome. If you want to join the server, hold on. Discord. I don't know if you're in the Discord server already. But that's that. Alright, here we go.
Hey Nana, look at these glasses. Aren't they cute? I can't believe they're only 100 yen.
Little red strawberries.
No good?
If you want them, buy them.
No, I won't.
Why not?
Because if you don't like them, I don't want them. There's no point in me buying them unless we're both gonna use them.
I don't really care what we use. Let's just get the shopping done.
But you don't like the little red strawberries.
No, I love little red strawberries. To eat.
Oh! Watch out, Strawberry. You're gonna get eaten! What happened to the music? Why is it so quiet? We in between songs? I think that's what it is. Yeah. I need to learn to animate. Ah! I tried doing some animations. I made one, but it cannot be revealed until the end of the season, when all of the eclipse and everything lore is finished. But I want to try. I want to do little memes like that. I think that's hilarious. I want to do stuff with Freya and Marcello. As a gay person, I'm going to eat strawberry toast. Is this fan art? So this is, let me explain to you the Smile SMP here. So the Smile SMP is a Minecraft SMP that I created about 4 years ago. And every year is like a season, and we have a overarching story. Can someone grab the, like, actually, hold on. I think it's on my YouTube channel. If you're interested in finding out the story, I have like a 40-minute long video that like sums up everything. I also have like a 2-minute video that sums up everything. But yeah, there's a story, and you could join and make a character and then create, you know, a story, interact with other people's characters. So for example, this is Cece, whose character is Zinnia, and recently there was a group that went out and tried to attack the main villain of the story, and a bunch of people got hurt. Zinnia was one of them. She also has some other stuff with like flowers and everything, but she noticed something odd about her healing injury, so we'll look at this. So people don't just make like art, there's also like videos and
a lot of writing and like other things like that. Lots of creativity in here. If you like making stories, if you like drawing, if you like just playing Minecraft, it is a really fun community, and everyone's super friendly. I try to keep it like we're all very nice people. I've never met such a normal, nice community online before. I know there's a lot of weird ones, especially with like Minecraft SMPs, but we're very normal here and nice. Obviously no pressure if that's not your thing. I am happy to just have you here. But anyway, that's what we do. That's a little explanation. Don't believe her, it's not normal. Also, this is my character looking really freaked out, and this is my boyfriend's character looking dapper as usual. Alright, let's read this. Ow, why is it suddenly so sore? Is it bandaged wrong? I should check to see if it's infected. What is this? Flowers! Why are you bonking me? Stop it! She doesn't deserve that. It's Bedrock and Java. We have both. We're a Geyser server and compatible with both. You were on morphine? Hello? Are you okay? Were you in the hospital? Was this, like, recreational morphine? Frog's videos are really good. Those are a good first impression, honestly. Oh, you're out now? Okay, that's good. I'm glad. It seems that Zinnia was also in the hospital at the same time you were. Oh my gosh. Alright. Before and after. Cut sleeve for convenience. Hair down. Can't style due to shoulder. Leftover material from sleeve. Feels too bare without. Easier to wear like this for now. Poor Zinnia. Going through it. Also, her eyes are like different colors now. That's concerning. That's suspicious. Normal people in normal community doing normal things. Whatever you say. Truffle is the least normal of us. Smile SMP came first, what can I say? There's like a curse. When you become a Smile SMP staff member, specifically, you will be cursed and put in the hospital. It's like the AO3 curse. Comet can tell you firsthand experience. So don't ever become a Smile SMP staff member because you will be hurt. You will be hospitalized. Also ignore the way we're sipping for the main villain. That's just you! Don't put me in the hospital. Don't worry, it only happens to senior staff. You're fine if you're junior. So I shouldn't apply into... Yeah, just senior staff. Do I need to watch season 6? So season 6 is currently ongoing. We're in season 6 right now. So if you want to like catch up, there's a channel called Season 6 Lore, which is not up to date. I need to get it up to date. I'll probably start fresh. The main thing is I'll set up the Season 6 Lore thing after this. I need to actually write some things down. Hold on. Okay, let me see. Afraid dangling the promotion over my head. Ooh, you go to the hospital because senior staff. Ooh. Okay, I need to Season 6 Lore channel. Damn it, there's something else that I need to do that I forgot. Someone DM'd me. Figure out what someone DM'd me with something. Hold on, let me look at what this is. There was something someone DM'd me earlier that I was like, oh yes, I need to do that. Ah! The intro video. The intro video? What was it? Okay, no, someone did not DM me. What was it? Has your lore showed up? I have no idea. I have the memory of a snail. Was it someone in staff? Stop bunking. Damn it, what was it that I agreed to something and then I cannot remember. What was it? Oh yeah. Okay, wait, it was in the questions of feedback. It was a faction portal. Faction portal. I also need to make the faction meeting video. I want to try and work on that tonight. Alright, those are my things I need to do. Okay, back to what we were doing. Transcript audio at bottom. This is Croy, I'm assuming. Maybe... Yeah, just Croy. The meeting is finished now. I think it went well. At least the anger did not seem to be fully directed at Okul. It was mainly at me. That is what I wanted. Ugh, I'm so tired. I lost my temper, and I promised myself I would not, but the yelling and the interrupting... I was trying to explain myself, and my mind would not work, and they just kept demanding answers. It felt like things were being torn from me. It was so painful. I mistook how much. Oh, wait, hold on. There's an actual audio here.
Can you see this finished now?
I didn't have to read it.
I think it went well. At least, the anger did not seem to be fully directed at Okul. It was mainly at me. That is what I wanted. Oh, I'm so tired. I lost my temper and promised myself I would not do the yelling and the interrupting. I was trying to explain myself and my mind would not work, and he just kept demanding answers. It felt like things were being...
Let me explain the I forgot that I have the anomaly command. You put exclamation point anomaly and a name, any name, and it's Smile Free did not survive the Great Anomaly. No. So the Great Anomaly is the like event, the inciting incident of this whole story that wiped out 90% of the universe's population, like in a snap, Thanos style. But anyway, you can do exclamation point name, and it's a 90% chance that they do not survive, 10% chance they do. So rip to everyone. Anomaly Virgil. Oh, that didn't work. Season over. Anyway, continue.
Torn from me. It was so painful. I mistook how much was taken on me when I was trying to stop the urge to protect people. I could barely fucking stand. I can't even pick up the book I had. It's in the fucking grass. I think I'm going to go home now. Yeah, I'm going to go home.
Poor Croy. Aw. He needs a hug. We have a video! Faction meeting summed up! Let's go! Ah, sorry. Hold on. Let's go! This will get muted in the VOD.
Everyone makes mistakes. I've had more than my share, but it's okay, cause I'm gonna repair it. They say there are no retakes, but I just don't agree. No, this show is of my own making. Take it back to the start. I've had to change of heart. I know we can make it better than it ever was. I know we can make it better. I know we can make it better than it ever was. I know we can make it better.
Absolute cinema. Dude, this is so cool. I love seeing stuff like that. The ever go watch that video, by the way, give it a like, give it a comment, say how cool it is. I love that like Glitch made Okul, and that it's become such an important part of this season with Freya and Okul like duking it out, you know, like who is the better or maybe the less bad of a leader. Okul is a great foil for Freya because Freya is like really passive, but she just wants the best for people. You know, Okul also wants, you know, Okul thinks that this planet is, you know, belongs to her, and she's like the opposite of it. She's not passive at all. She goes and does things, but it's highlighting the fact that Freya's passiveness is actually hurting people. And if Okul is like actively hurting people, is that, you know, better if she, you know, whatever. It's kind of a, yeah. We need to meme them. It's so true. Someone make a meme of Freya and Okul like. Can't imagine this season without Okul. True. Very true. Alright. You will? Let's go. 3 days after the Great Anomaly from Truffle. The Heartbreak from Mira?
Ellis, do you have the reports I need?
No. Sorry. Yes. We have the reports, although we've been running low on volunteers, so the numbers are likely less accurate. More specifically, significantly lower than they are in reality. Our current reports show that the total population that has disappeared is at 87.6%. Although, according to our intelligence from the higher class, the numbers are likely as high as 90%. That's the number they've reported, and it's likely much more accurate. 90% of our population gone. Thank you. I'll take that, and I'll go ahead and make the necessary provisions. I don't get it. No way they're coming back. How can you react like this when, let's be honest, 90% of our population is gone? Poof, disappeared, missing. And I don't think they're coming back. There's no way they're coming back. Some higher being must have just cursed us. And you're so stoic, so uncared, so unfeeling. How do you know that I'm not feeling? How do you know that I'm not feeling exactly what you are right now? Because I've known you for so long, and this isn't you. This isn't how you normally act. And this isn't how you normally act either. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to raise my voice.
Good timing with that.
We're both going through hard times. Everyone's going through hard times. And the nation on top of it. Take care of yourself, okay? I don't want to get into an argument. Not now. Not like this. Here. I have $5. try to find some kind of business in town that's still up. I saw something nice. Thank you.
I love hearing stuff from right after the Great Anomaly, because, like, dude, the what's the word? 90% of people just, boom, disappear. There's so much stuff that happens. So much stuff. I want to hear more. Thanks to Minx for editing. Let's go. Paid Minx in craft projects. Let's go. Also, that Vine Boom was perfectly timed. This made me so sad when I saw it. Virgil was the first to notice it. And he was like, oh my god, Strawberry is deleting her memories. This is from the beginning of the era. All of these memories. This is so sad. Up until August 8. So it's, I don't know anything about commands, but, memory, recordings, look at all of them. Oh, okay, so wait, not deleting everything. Look at the dates. So it's everything from June 28 until August 8. But then I guess you only delete August 1st and 2nd. What happened August 1st and 2nd? What happened August 1st and 2nd? Oh, that's the day that... Oh, when Casimir died! Oh. And the funeral. Oh! Oh, that's so sad. Oh. Does she just not want to remember that, or is this something more sinister? Because I know something is wrong with Strawberry. I feel like the entity is taking her over. It's Mama Straub, not Strawberry. Oh! 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 Is this, like, the mother Strawberry, whatever? Like, deleting the bad memories? Mama Berry is deleting memories. Very specific ones. Oh. That's scary. I thought that only happened when a Strawberry, like, died. She deletes new ones when the new Strawberry is made, right? Unless maybe the last day is 8-8, so this command was done 8-9. Was that when the thing was posted of Strawberry looking into the pit? Mama Strawberry only deletes bad memories. Right, but I thought that that happened only when new strawberries were made, not like in the middle of the cycle. Huh. Peacekeeping vessel Strawberry. Huh. Interesting. Mama Straub monitors strawberries as they live. Oh, okay, so, wow. Gaskeep Girlgate boss, yeah. This is Plague Times from Magos. Recollecting complete. I remember the day the sun was shining on my town of Gearstomp. I was teaching my students all about how to create your own personal drone, but from the sky a green cloud crashed into the town. We did not know it at the time, but this would be the start of our unending servitude. I could only watch those of us who didn't have any cybernetics twist and turn in agony, their bodies swelling and mutating into pus-filled abominations. Ugh. While those of us who use who were almost completely cybernetic had our free will stripped in order to serve the Plague Father. I tried so hard to protect my students, but even I became afflicted by this infection. I could watch in horror as my body moved on its own, sealing me inside of my own mind. I saw my blaster being raised and then zap, zap, zap. All of my students were now laying as dust piles on my floor. As years went by, my habit of collecting things grew. So this isn't Magos, this is Gatsby. Right? My habit of collecting things grew, still does, even in battle. I helped purge rebel forces. No, this is Magos. I helped purge rebel forces from the most hazardous terrain. My blasts turned those who touched it to ash. The Destiny glitch did not the Great Anomaly. What? Why did it say did not the Great Anomaly instead of did not survive? Is that what it's been saying this whole time? Why did it say did not the Great Anomaly? Cam, thanks for the 4 months of Prime. Steal from,
Prime time.
Chris, I survived the Great Anomaly! Let's go. Yeah, steal from Amazon. Yeah, what does... Did not the Great Anomaly? That's so funny. So is this Gatsby or is this Magos? This is why I need to put a limit on people's characters. I get so confused. Did not the Great Anomaly. What's going on? Hold on. I need to fix this. What the heck is going on? Did not the Great Anomaly. Hello? Hold on, I'm logging in. Chatbot. Chat commands. Custom commands. Anomaly. Oh, I just didn't put... Did not survive. Some of them just say did not for some reason. Okay, fixed. That was stupid. That was completely my fault. I don't know why it... Marcelo did not survive the Great Anomaly! No! Time to move the bonk onto Marcelo and the hand pat onto Freya. Get wrecked, Marcelo. Me when I did not the Great Anomaly. Froggy did not survive. That's so sad. Has anyone survived yet? I think it's always been did not survive. We have an event coming up, which I will be attending, and I'm really begging Virgil to attend, but he has to prepare for a D&D session the next day on Friday, so Marcelo canonically will attend. I will be there. I don't know if Virgil will be there in-game, but I really want him to be. I think it'd be fun. Eclipse did not survive. Oh, that's too bad. Moss did not survive. Rest in peace. You've been summoned. The House of Ocular Enlightenment beckons all to attend. The House is hosting a public event Friday, September 19th at 8 CST. Regardless of relationship with the House, all are implored to attend. Surprise guest appearance from former anti-House falsifier will be made as a gesture of goodwill. All hail the Divine One. It's so suspicious, and everyone agrees with the emojis. Truffle, I don't know why it's not listening to you. Divinitus did not survive! Oh. Fortunate, perhaps. We have Journal 3. And this is... I don't remember who L is. 12:35 in the morning, the 15th day of the 9th month, the 6th era since the Evanescence. Detailing the faction meeting in my thoughts. I attended yesterday's faction meeting. I still feel as though nothing is happening. It's just arguing and talking. But I cannot blame the people. With everything happening, the botched attack on Eclipse, the injured Okul, I can understand why people are so frustrated and upset. You survived? Oh, let's go. After it not listening to you for so long, you survived. Feather in a tux would be amazing. I do have Animal Crossing keyboard noises. Let me, oh wait, hold on. Well, this is just the off-duty thing. Oh, I just realized now it's gonna have that. Whatever. No, I have to fix it. Hold on. It's gonna have a tab with that in it. Alright, delete the tab. Okay. Alright. There was a spirit. Croy, I believe. I've seen him around from time to time. He didn't look like any spirit I've seen. Gods above, he looked like he had been hit by a train. I can't tell if he is a natural-born spirit or a spirit of a dead person. I'll have to ask him when I get the chance. Carefully, of course. I do not want to come across as rude. I'd like to talk to him in a setting less stressful. Unlike the others, I can't fault him for the attendance of children. He, at the least, protested their attendance in the fight. It was completely Okel's fault with their hubris and inability to listen to sound advice. I do not know their past or scars, but there is no excuse for taking children into the middle of a dangerous situation and expecting them to be all right. That would make Okel just as bad as whatever had hurt them, which I doubt that they wish to be that way. What I can fault him for was even thinking about attacking Eclipse in the first place. It was a stupid move. Even if there weren't children there, someone might have gotten hurt, or at worst, killed. I can sense that he is aware of that. He had no ill intentions. I can tell that he blames himself enough as it stands, so I'll keep my thoughts about him to myself. He already has enough blame on his shoulders as it stands. Then Freya talked and allowed us to talk. I asked about what will be done to protect those on Eclipse's list. Answer, more talks. Then I asked about joining the hospital to help. I was told to talk to the head doctor. I need to find out who is the head doctor and talk to them. Hopefully my work as a Tikinoku shaman counts since it includes responsibilities as a healer. Reading this cursive is killing me. And my father taught me everything about potion brewing. Anyways, I'll likely leave a book in the community center to request a meeting. I truly do not want to join the hospital staff. Oh, I truly do want to join the hospital staff, even as a traveling healer. It's just something, I just needed something to do. Thoughts. I've noticed new changes. Cameras mostly. It's a small start to safety, but it is better than nothing. I can sense something on the currents of tension. Something not good. I'll need to keep an eye out. Now that Eclipse has been attacked, I don't doubt that she would add those who had attacked her. Those with more minor injuries at the least, to her list. It might be a good idea to start to make communication charms. It is not a comms device, but it is something in case of an emergency that can double as a protection charm. Solace did not survive the Great Anomaly. Oh, season over, guys. Gods, there goes my sleep. I'm gonna have to mine lapis for these charms since it's the best crystal this planet has for spell work, but it'll be worth it. An added layer of protection. This one's called Okel. I left a potion of harm in a book. A potion of harm! In a book to Okel on her land. It was a way to express my anger to them. I doubt that it will do much. I wish I had a wither rose to give her as well. She needs a reminder that she is an immortal or a good leader. The gardens. I intend to make a large garden for any and all spirits that might find their way to Solace. I've learned in my travels before arriving in Solace that spirits don't stay on the planet they've died on. I've even seen and spoken to spirits from my home planet that had wandered off. It was a joy and a sorrow to speak to them. They'll find solace eventually. Some already have. And I wish for them to have a place to find some rest in the living realm. Of course, I have my lady's blessing to do this. She was pleased with the idea since it gives those who choose to stay in the living realm to have a place to rest and mingle with the living. I will have to look around for a place to make it. I look forward to seeing that garden. Freya did not survive the Great Anomaly. Yeah, of course. I was eating Dorito Blue when I heard the news. Smileless and peas kill. I don't know, the music is scary because it just is. More Zinnia, let's go. We're eating good for Zinnia lore? A bad day was made better. Lucky gave me a surprise visit today, offering words of encouragement and a helping hand with my hair. It's been tricky to put up with the shoulder injury, so it's been a little neglected, which made the visit very welcome. A sentence I don't too frequently say. In the moments Lucky was visiting, I was able to forget everything a little. The hunt, the ambush, the faction meeting, and the current flower problem. Maybe those can be tomorrow issues. I need a way to thank Lucky. No, I need to continue my work. Oh, this is so cute. Oh, this is so cute. Damn, everyone is dying from the great anomaly. You might have to try it again because there's like a cooldown, I think. After I heard about the recent events on Solace, I had a realization that I could definitely do some help for the people who were injured. Zinnia seemed like the right choice. Given the condition of the others, I thought a bit of pampering would be suffice. She seemed quite upset as I got there, but it soon was like a nice little break from everything happening as we talked and enjoyed the company of each other. Maybe I should talk to her more often. Now, would that be weird? Lucky. Aw. Lucky reminds me of Jay Schlatt! That's funny. Dementia did not survive the Great Anomaly. That's not true. Wonder if there is a cooldown on the Streamlabs thing. We have document called Warning. Warning document contains some body injury stuff. Read document first. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Warning contains child soldiers, war torture, body horror. Also has different tabs, Freya. Thank you. It was a normal... this is from... Seraphim. It was a normal day. I was walking home from making weapons for the Holy One when suddenly I was pulled aside by an older gentleman, one in army attire. Miss Valara, I need you to come with me. Before you ask, your parents already know of this. His voice was stern and watching. I know him. I know all the people here on this planet. It's not hard to when you blank. He's one of the higher-up generals of this kingdom, though mostly known for his stern attitude. May I know for what reason, General Gorday? I know you usually are one of the reviewers with General Cypher, but I don't know why you would need me for any help. I look at him, waiting for an answer, yet I don't receive one immediately. Instead, all I receive is a sharp blow to the head, making me fall to the ground and become disoriented. I wish you had not asked any questions. My vision fell black as those words were said. O great hatred, be still and within this one. This one shall command ye and control thy power over you. I wake up with a headache, and as I sit up, I realize I'm chained to the wall, my wings also chained up to the point it hurts. Two figures walk in shortly later with a cage of darkness? No, there's something inside of it. Ugh, it radiates negative energy, so much that it's making me sick. Seraphim Valara, good morning. I was afraid my comrade hit you too hard and you would never wake up, he said in a joking manner. I believe we met when you were in training to make the weapons. Yes, I remember him. This is Cypher. This is not Cypher, the one you guys know. This is a different Cypher, by the way. The main general, the one known for his sweet act, but his kill count and torture methods outweigh that of his kindness. Why am I here? You do realize that my parents... They agreed to us using you. His voice turned cold as he interrupted me. Use me? For what? Why me? You are here to be a weapon, you see. A war has been happening for 7 years in secret from the people. We are slowly losing, and we need a strong weapon. That's where you and this little guy come in. He shakes the cage a bit, earning a growl from what was inside. This is a being of pure hatred. It feeds on hate and grows stronger with it, but we need a way to control it. Your redacted blood somehow makes it attached to you, causing it to listen to what you tell it to do. So, without further ado, let's get started. He slowly approaches me, and as I feel fear welling up in my body, I also feel something else. Day 1 report. Asthor 17th, redacted. Test subject SO763 and OPH241. Test done. Pain reaction test on subject. She did not react well when her wings were torn off. Did not spill any secrets of the kingdom, though, so good if the enemy tries to torture for info. Does not have regenerative abilities at this time. We'll report back on the healing process. First official meeting with both subjects. Subject 763 seemed sick due to the presence of 241, although they slowly grew accustomed to the sickness over time. Subject 241 seemed interested and shifted their form to a humanoid shape. No vocal communication yet, but seemed to talk through body language. Day 1, Sarah writing. They took my fucking wings, my wings, the only thing that shows my status. They did it slowly, too. Feather by fucking feather till my wings were bare. Then they ripped them out like it was nothing. I hate them. I want them dead. They had me interact with the thing in the cage. It was sickening at first, but it slowly became bearable. We sat in silence for 40 minutes before it changed shape. It looked like a silhouette of me. It then started writing some weird signs, which I later learned was how they spoke. They taught me some things, like hello is... Isn't that cool? You know they're going to make us go to the front lines next week, right? Kind of figured it out. They've been giving me more combative training. I can get us out of this. All you have to do is... No, I'm not doing it. Redacted, we can get out of this together. He spoke, like with words. It was right before we rode to the front lines. He seems like he'll be a great friend. Though he is really strong. I feel sorry for whoever he goes against. He is brutal. I had to watch him torture an enemy. I almost got sick immediately. He slowly tore out their nails, then dislocated different parts. Then he used his goo? He used his goo. It burned the guy very badly. Sorry. He used his goo? I've been streaming for too long. Why is this killing me? Okay. Don't die for this because we're ready for Widowed Virgil. The goo kills Freya. Dude, I was trying to calm down, and then I see exclamation point anomaly goo. Exclamation point anomaly the goo. The desperate attempt to see what happened to the goo, and then it fast goo. He used his goo. Okay. Gatsby survived? Oh my god, of course. Okay. He must have noticed my reaction because he told Cypher to take me out of here. Out of there. Before I left, I swore I saw his smile get bigger. He used his goo. Okay, we have a video to watch. Shh, shut up, no laughing.
It was all my fault. The war happened.
Did you say I cannot believe we're goop posting in the Great 2025? Gun did not survive the...
Because of me.
Darling Sarah, I just finished killing. Oh. Eureka. Negative energy. Not complaining.
I want the deal.
Are you really teasing me right now? I know you know. Wait. Are you serious? Really?
Yes. I can't handle this war anymore. Knowing what I know now.
Yeah, I don't care whatever that is. But, deal. Okay. Wait, now I gotta think of a deal. deal is, you let me erase this world. You, however, will be completely fine.
And what about the rest of the people? Like the civilians and what about Cypher and the doctors and all them?
The civilians and all those other people will just disappear. They will feel no pain, sadly. But as for Cypher, I actually killed him yesterday. He got on my nerves.
What do you get in this deal? This seems too one-sided.
Oh my goodness, you are so right. What should I get from you? How about I get to be able to feed from you constantly on your energy?
Deal.
Oh, big explosion. Boom! 2 big booms. You guys are too funny. From Nick's second entry. Children are hard to understand. Sunny wanted to go to school, so I let her. She got close to Okul and wanted to go on a trip with Okul. I didn't really read it and just signed so she could go. Because though I don't like Okul, I thought that at the very least they'd keep Sunny safe. But no. Well, yes, I know Sunny tried to do something dumb by trying to hug Eclipse. Yet Okul could have held Sunny back, or at least, the very least, Okul could have made an attempt. But I guess nothing's above Okul. And in the end, I won't give anyone the benefit of the doubt again. For better or worse. I like how Nyx isn't even like, yeah, Okul brought her on a trip to go find Eclipse. It's like, well, I mean, like, yeah, it's fine that Sunny went, but like, Okul could have at least like kept her from trying to hug the lizard. Allow term hose. Ambush has the power to destroy and create planets. So does Freya. Let's go. Don't forget. Oh my god. This looks like something from a creepypasta. That is so scary. That's gonna haunt me in my dreams. Meeting from Mika. It was the afternoon when I finally got to the Arcturus area. Lizard. I'd taken some time to go back home and talk with Dante before heading to the captain's house. I'd also taken the liberty and brought some snacks that Dante made while ranting to him. I was about to knock when I looked down. A ripped shirt, jeans with multiple coffee stains, and slippers with barriers. God damn it, I forgot to change before coming here. I quickly adjusted my shirt and put on my vest that I kept in my bag, to at least show some sense of decency. I fidgeted for a moment and debated if I wanted to let my hair down.
What's your name?
My name is Juven Marasini.
How old are you?
Gatsby is the
You are
best
the
TV
youngest
of all
person
time.
ever.
I decided not to when I remembered I needed a haircut badly. Gosh, why do I always feel like I need to look decent when I talk to the captain and Freya? I mean, they are kind of my bosses, but I didn't even care back even when my thoughts were cut off when Freya opened the door. She didn't have the same smile that she usually had. This one looked more cordial. Hi, Lady Freya. I raised my hand in a soft wave. Hey, Mira. She sounded preoccupied, like she would take a nap if she physically could. I was led inside to find the captain looking at some documents, his favorite mug attached to his hand like always. I sometimes wonder why he didn't have an extra arm just for his mug. Sorry, I'm getting a little congested. Sometimes I get congested when reading. I think it's because I was laughing. Captain? I held up the basket I brought. I got snacks. I noticed his eyes had more eye bags than normal. I'm guessing the Eclipse hunting group wasn't successful. I sat down at the chair in front of the piles of papers the captain had. Freya sat down next to him. They always kept a respectful distance. I don't know why. They are dating, aren't they? They needed to take a break for a moment before I shared their report. They looked like they needed it, and my stomach started hurting from the hunger. When was the last time I ate? Freya helped take out the sandwiches and small treats I brought, and she even brought over a plate of muffins. Oh god, finally a reward. The captain seemed to notice my eagerness, raising an eyebrow at Freya, as if they had a silent conversation. Oh well, I hope they like the treats Dante made as much as I enjoyed Freya's baking. We all ate in silence. The captain even got up and made more coffee for me and himself. Freya opted for hot chocolate? I couldn't tell since half the cup was marshmallows. That is accurate. Freya seemed to zone out into her head. What if she's doing her dreaming again? I was halfway into my fourth muffin when the captain used his tablet and opened the report. Freya finished her piece of watermelon as I scarfed down the last muffin. The Smile SMP can be cancelled. Our problems are fixed. Everyone survived the Great Anomaly? Oh my god! You did it! Holy shit! We're saved! Echo is no more! Eclipse is gone! Rip Casimir, I guess. He still died. Continuing. I thought you were a spokesperson walking around in groups around Solace. The captain's tone was a bit reprimanding, almost like when he scolded me when I chased Eclipse. Freya seemed to catch on and intervened with her own input. What did you see? Her voice was still somewhat tired, but more calm. I placed down my mug with a soft clank on the wooden table. I held her gaze and then shifted it to a napkin, taking out my pen and started drawing on it. It was a small ship. I remember the model as one that the people from other planets in the sector used to use. The ship on the napkin was very round, some lines breaking due to the thinness of the paper. The motors and the main body seemed made for fast travel, but the size of it suggested that it was made for short distances. Stream Elements sometimes, gains consciousness. You just gotta tell it to stop. Yeah. Stream Elements, just shut up. You're not alive. Your job is to moderate. The cockpit was the only place you could sit down, and the rest of the ship was cramped with not enough area to sleep or stand. The captain was looking at the napkin where the drawing of the small ship was barely visible. He took the napkin and studied it for a minute, probably trying to decipher where it was from. You redacted some information in the report, Freya spoke up. Her lips were still covered in the foam from her hot chocolate. It would have been comedic another time, but I had to force myself not to laugh. It was Okul. I already went and notified her since it's something that involves her. She didn't give any information back. I continued doodling on another napkin, this time more mindlessly. Harmonia to Solace, a 14-day trip and seemingly desperate. Either most ships needed maintenance, or this was the only ship left for this person to take. The captain finally spoke up, placing down the napkin. Good job on redacting Okul's name. It might have brought some trouble if someone licked her directly, he said as he finally took a muffin for himself. We need to notify the other faction leaders, especially since crew is still recovering. Freya wiped her lips with the napkin. The captain nodded. Factions are scared. Factions are scared, and some people are running to the Hoe for protection. He kept himself... My gosh, I need to slow down. He kept himself busy writing down something. I always appreciate that the captain is methodical and not impulsive, unlike someone. Is that a dig at Freya? I need to know. Jarvis executes stream elements. Oh, Okul. Yeah, that makes sense. The courthouse has been receiving reports from multiple people being worried that they are in danger if they're not in a faction, but some other communities are split on the whole surveillance system idea. I rubbed my eyes and accidentally yawned for the last few words, almost stumbling through them. I remained silent for a moment, but I could tell that both of them were staring at me. The captain stood up and silently took away my cup of coffee. Hey, I wasn't done with that. I looked up to see him pouring the coffee down the drain. Oh man. Soon another mug was placed down in front of me. This time it had milk. What about you? I noticed he had taken the opportunity to refill his coffee mug. I'm used to it, he said smugly, as if he had just disciplined a cadet. I swear he's even more cocky than how my dad used to be when he won games. I'm not a child, you know? My voice came out more sassy than intended, but I still didn't apologize. I could see Freya covering her mouth with her hand and looking away, probably laughing at the childishness of this. And you need sleep, the captain said unapologetically, taking a purposefully long sip of his fresh cup of coffee. My eyes stayed glued to his shit-eating grin. I would be more worried about your hairline, Grandpa.
Driving in my car right after a beer. Hey, that bomb is shaped like a deer.
Kazil, what? Must have been the wind. Yeah, the timing. The captain's eyes widened momentarily before placing his cup down. Freya couldn't keep it anymore and started letting out some laughs that she was trying to keep in. Even though it was annoying to see the captain's smile widen when I looked away, I had to relent to finish the report. I couldn't gather more information on them. Okul has been secretive of this person for a long time. The captain nodded. If this so-called true patron that If it is this so-called true patron, then that means we have a proven dictator here on the planet. I didn't mean to, but my body flinched at the captain's words. This new person would bring war, destruction that had been spread throughout multiple planets. Someone like Lance. I could remember the cold cell, the screaming of the machines breaking, the way Lance's blue eyes shone in the cell as he smashed the bat down, my father's eyes as his... I heard my name being called before my thoughts could drift any further. I heard my name again, and I looked up to see the captain looking at me. You good, kid? He looked confused. God damn it, I did it again. I'm sorry, Captain, I said, still out of breath. I swore they wouldn't see my episodes, and yet the thought of Lance still... I shook my head. Sorry, I think I do need to sleep soon. My voice was back to its usually cheerful tone. The captain nodded and looked back down at his device. I relaxed after he's continued eating his muffin and looking at the report. I picked up the cup of milk, drinking it slowly while trying to stop myself from shaking. I'm fine. I'm not back there. I'm safe. The rest of the meeting was relatively uneventful. Mostly the captain and Freya talking about the need of comms devices and the need for surveillance systems in Solace. It was late when the meeting finished, and I was waiting for Dante to pick me up, and I doubt Freya would have allowed me to walk back to my house alone. Freya and the captain were sitting down at the dinner table, and I had moved to the couch. My back hurts from always sitting at a chair in the courthouse, so the soft couch was a warm welcome. I think Freya is going to make her a couch for her office. I think that'd be a sweet thing to do. Oh man, I really need to ask for a new chair. There you go. I relaxed further into the couch, a yawn escaping my lips before I felt my eyes slowly close. I could wait like this. When I opened my eyes again, I was wrapped in a blanket, and I felt the chilly night air hit my face. Hey there, Sleepy. I recognized the voice immediately and looked up to see Dante. Hi, hun, I said tiredly, snuggling closer into his body. He was always warm, and his hoodie always made him soft to the touch. What happened? I asked, more relaxed this time, meeting his eyes. He glanced down at me and then kissed my forehead, readjusting his grip on me and making sure I was comfortable before continuing to move. I got to Marcella's house and I found you asleep. Freya got the blanket for me to walk home with you. They wanted to come, but I think we're fine. I glanced down at him, then downward, only to find us hovering over the ocean. Oh, your magic trick, I said giddy. Some weeks ago, Dante figured out the exact math and magic spell to make both of us hover. He said if he could have any superpower, he would have flight after all. Sleep? He asked softly into my ear. I nodded, smiling at him. Yes, please. My voice was not a shout, but more loud than it was back at the captain's house. Moments like these are why I feel like all those sleepless nights are worth it after all. Not for me, but for him. For all of us. Dude, Mira's lore is either, like, the sweetest thing you'll ever read, or, like, heartbreaking. Agony. This was a sweet one. I'm sure the next one will be agony. Transcript 06092151. Oh, excuse me. Jeez. I am so congested from laughing. What the heck? The following is a transcript from a public news broadcast on Earth. Date June 9th, 2151. Language English. Begin recording. Records will be broken this month as we witness the inaugural test flight of NASA's new and improved warp-capable spacecraft, dubbed the Orion. Engineer C. Kovacs, who will be the pilot for this flight, has stated this will be the furthest and fastest warp flight to date. The plan is to do a swing-by of the supergiant star Betelgeuse, which will also enable vital data to be collected regarding the star's stability and relative state. We hope to see you there Friday, June 25th at 1 p.m. for this exciting new venture into the beyond. Up next, we ask experts about extraterrestrial life. What can we expect to see now that we venture further into this vast frontier? Fortune, enlightenment, war, definitely war. Stay tuned after these messages and recording. Yeah, this is right before the Human Anathi War. Hee hee ha ha. Yeah, it's so over. Oko's Log 12. An eventful week has passed, and an even more eventful week will come to pass very shortly. My injuries are healing nicely, but what else is to be expected? Of course they would. The attempted capturing and execution of Eclipse was a failure. Luckily, it seems Croy was more than happy to take the fall for the negative aspects of the plan. But that is past. There's something new happening. I don't know how he managed to find me, but the information given to me by Mira is no mistake. He's here. I may need to schedule a meeting with Freya to discuss possible courses of action. Okana is here. It's so over. We're doomed. Someone see if Okana survived the Great Anomaly, please. Chat, see if Okana survived the Great Anomaly. It's pronounced Kovached. Kovached. Thank you. Yeah. OC? OC Sonia. Your OC did not survive the Great Anomaly. This is a very spur of the moment thing. You're supposed to have died during that, but I decided I wanted more drama. Close enough. No, this is good. I think Fran Okel might have to team up here. I was told by someone from Just the News that they wanted to interview someone about their species. More specifically, odd biology my species may have. I won't lie, I was interested in it. So I've decided to write down everything about my species. Their biology and cultural relevance is needed. Most of this will be from my memory. I hadn't specialized fully as a Helkyo. I was a Tikinoku, so I knew how to heal. I was only taught the basics in biology, though I've read all the biology books I could after the war. Hopefully it will be enough. Alright, we're gonna read as much as we can about this. We're approaching 3 hours, though. How much is left? Wrong thing. Okay. A few more things. Birth. Of course, we shall start at the beginning with our birth. My species, whom I shall call Dinkau, are born from eggs. We call our young Litkuma, and we are all born in dragon form. Litkuma are kept in nests made of blankets, commonly curled against their mothers for warmth. When a Litkuma reaches around 100 to 200 years old, they are taught to shift into their human forms, appearing as a human 1-year-old to a 2-year-old. Aging. Dinkau are aged very slowly. Every 100 years for us could be considered a year for humans. Some have mistaken us to be immortal. This is not true. Dinkau are not immortal. We will die eventually. It will just take a very long time for that to happen. Forms. Dinkau generally have 2 forms. One form is human-like. Difference is that we have longer ears with a rounded tip and sharper teeth. Some of us will let their tail appear with their human form. Others would have their horns showing. I'm in the tail category. It feels awfully stuffy hiding my tail. All of us have scales shown somewhere on our bodies, with or without our tails. For example, I have a couple of smaller scales acting as freckles on my face, and some more lining the top of my ears. Very bad VR chat video is coming up. Oh no. Nobody did not survive the Great Anomaly. Yay! Fixed! Hearing and sight. We have really good hearing, although this makes us very sensitive to any loud noises. As for our sight, generally it is very good, but like humans, our hearing varies based on age and conditions. Some of us were even deaf. For our own ability to see spirits, we have an extra layer in our eyes made up of Rauki, which gives us our ability to see spirits. A side effect of having Rauki layer is that it naturally glows, which in turn makes our eyes glow as well. Natural abilities. Dinkau are all born with the ability to see and hear spirits of all kinds. It was what influenced our respect towards death, the cycle of life, and the cosmic equilibrium. Some Dinkau are born with the ability to sense the ebb and flow of the magical and cosmic energy. Some are more sensitive than that and are able to sense the very balance of equilibrium, though it is very rare. The ability to touch the dead is also very rare. So rare that if I remember correctly, only one person in the tribes ever had this ability, and they hatched over 1 million years before I hatched out of my egg. This leaves me to be the second person with this ability. When a Dinkau dies, our bodies disappear, quickly turning into Uraku. The Uraku, in turn, fertilizes the land upon which the Dinkau died, creating anything from a massive flower field to an entire forest, depending on the size of a Dinkau's dragon form. Traditionally, we let their bodies fade and made the area of plants to be their funeral tombs. And here's the glossary. I won't go through that because we already saw all of... we already saw pretty much all of whatever. Okay, Sentinel's Journal. Sorry, I'm trying to get through this faster because it's really hot in my room. I want to open the door. But it is, it's going to be loud if if you hear the fans, it'll be loud. 4th entry, Sentinel's Journal. It's been a while since I last wrote in this, but stuff has been happening. Nothing bad, just I've been busy trying to advertise my therapy business. Therapy! Y'all were talking about therapy? This is your therapist. And my meeting room. But that's not the reason I'm writing this again. There have been more memories, and they have been more and more informative, as in they have been longer and more vivid. None have been that interesting except one of a boy I presume I used to know. He was a really nice kid, but he was in a military camp, which was super strange. He also spoke highly of another soldier who I believed he looked up to for the wrong reasons. The reasons he liked him was, put simply, he was a good murderer. This soldier supposedly had never lost a mission and had an insanely high kill count, but his main achievement is the fact he ignores pain just to have the advantage on other soldiers. Now, in my opinion, ignoring pain is truly a skill, but everything else is just the traits of a monster, of which children shouldn't look up to. I do wish I could remember that boy's name, though he did seem quite kind, even in the memory of him. He seemed to make me feel a little more full. But if this is what I felt when seeing him, I doubt this is the only memory I'll have of him. Till next time. 5th entry. I had a very important memory recently. It was about me going through this procedure in a high-tech lab or something. But that lady was giving me shots of some kind and asking me to do loads of tests. Was her voice beautiful, but that's not important. What is she said my name. Well, what I think is my name. My name was Arthur, Arthur spelled interesting. Arthur Davis. Even saying it to myself, it sounds pretty good, but the way she said it made me feel like a love-struck 4-year-old. But that's where my dream ends there, which honestly made me a little sad. I wish I'd got her name or something. The memory also made me realize how little I enjoyed my old life, because all the little memories always made me feel empty, but any memories of that boy or that lady always makes me feel happy or awkward, and if I'm being honest, I do, and I don't miss it. Till next time. 6th entry. I didn't have any memories recently, well, not of my old life, but of something that happened when I was with Zeph. Those poor pillagers. Like they were bad people, but nothing deserves to die like that. But the things they did to the villagers was unforgivable, and I was so hungry I just couldn't control myself. But on that note, I've been getting hungry again, and my pain is really starting to get annoying. But I don't want to harm anyone by accident, so I'm probably going to lock myself in my library until I start to feel better and less hungry. But something I have noticed when I start to feel like this is my cloaked arm starts to feel itchy, which I guess makes sense when looking at my situation. Anyway, before I decide to lock up, I really need to advertise my therapy business, because I do really want to help people, and who knows, it might help me as well. Till next time. Oh, till next me. Yeah, sometimes the, I think there is like a cooldown, so it's probably just like if you do it now, it might work. Yeah, there you go. Then like wait 5 seconds. All right. And then we have the VR chat video. Copyrighted, so mute the video. It has captions. All right. I've come to see the difference in paths that I could take. I want to see the havoc that my childish hands can make. Is this a song? For the beings that I can only hope are fake. Personality of death, destruction, and decay. A being made of pure hatred. Whoa, the zoom in. Chara! Let water, yet it won't drink. This is Undertale lore. Who's to blame them for their outcome? Who's to blame them? Oh, I already read that. Would you judge the ground you stand on? It's my sleep paralysis demon. What was the purpose of this nasty thing? Oh no, an anime girl, no! Was it the product of a failed humanity? I'm just teasing. This is cool. No one knows how. No one knows why. Yet the sound of their hatred calls out. Oh! I feel it. Starbucks lady! Is it too late to turn back? I do not want to be here. I think I finally turned in. Yeah, what is it I've done? I should turn back when the hand was outstretched and opened. The softer stitches in the very air I breathe. It feels familiar, yet it cannot put me back at ease. I know those eyes like they're mine. I know their voices. Well, the very demon that encourages me, it was from hell. I start to panic as they direct and speak to me. I realize that my sins have finally caught up to me. The demon gives me a choice. One I don't want to choose, the blood less than me. Went too far now, I'm the ones I'll lose. Did I do this well, if nothing move was me? This world's like because of forming curiosity. I'd shake the hand of the dead. The deed is come and done. I'd hang my head and regret my hands now covered in one. Cap cut! I love getting haunted by Chara and then the Starbucks employee. Cocoon Boy update, let's go. Haven't had a Belios dream in a long time, so have fun. Belios lay in the hospital, wrapped in the quiet hum of a magical cocoon. Sleep came slowly, then all at once. When his eyes opened, he was back in dreamland, but something was different. There was no weeping tree, no Nikolai, no Romus. Instead, a small cottage by a lake. The sky was soft, the grass was impossibly green, stretching forever. It felt familiar in a way he couldn't place. Finda was vast, but he rarely wandered beyond the kingdom walls. He began walking towards the cottage. Then, footsteps behind him. He turned and froze. Malice, god of life, stood there, but not as he remembered. Still bearing antlers, yes, but now more human. A staff supported him, older, worn down, still divine. Corruption must have taken its toll. Belios blinked. So, are you controlling my dreams now? Going to punish me for what happened? Malice laughed, low and tired. That was years ago. The corruption's almost gone. He tilted his head. And no punishment. I just wanted to talk, while you've got time to heal. Belios frowned. Talk? Why? Malice shrugged. He turned, leading Belios towards the river. With a flick of his hand, a wooden bench bloomed into existence. He sat at one end, Belios took the other. Why'd you take over for Romus? Belios asked, sighed, glancing at him. She usually enjoys the trauma. Malice exhaled, slow. Romus descended. She said she doesn't have a purpose anymore. No one left on Finda. Not really. At least, not alive. He paused. We've all been feeling it, like our time is fading. You're the last, Belios. Belios sat up straighter. Descended? What? Why the fuck would they give up? Malice, you're the god of life. Make life. Give the others something to do again. Malice gave him a look that wasn't cruel, but was heavy. I can't just make humans, Belios. Not anymore. Not after your accident. Belios's breath caught. That wound, the corruption, it reached the center of my magic. Your violin playing. He gave a small, bittersweet smile. It got too close to the core. I'm weaker now. What I could do, I can't. Silence. Then Belios whispered, Is there any way I can help? Malice stood slowly, his staff sinking into the earth. No, the corruption's almost gone, and with it, whatever it fed on is gone too. He looked back. But that's not why I brought you here. The trees stirred around them, wind or memory unclear. I heard them talking about your wound. Tree branch through your gut. You and woodland areas need to stay away from each other. Belios laughed under his breath. So you did bring me here to make fun of me. Malice grinned faintly. Not at all. That's Venno's job. He turned more serious now. I brought you here to heal you. A pause. You hurt me once. This time I'm going to help you, but... Of course there's a but. Malice nodded. But it won't be full healing. Not like cocooning usually works. Your wounds will close, but your strength won't return all at once. Don't be foolish with what's left. Belios leaned back. That's not so bad. I'll take it. Malice's voice lowered. In time, that lack of strength might cost you more than you know. He flicked his hand again, and garments appeared, folded neatly. Blood-stained, familiar, warrior's clothes. A horned skull mask lay on top. Venos found these, from before. We thought maybe you could try something new with your abilities. Belios raised a brow. What do you mean by new? Malice only shrugged. Belios took the clothes and the mask from his hands, fingers brushing the old fabric. The blood was his and others. Malice said, The other gods wanted me to remind you. Never trust everyone. Some have intentions worse than they appear, and others who seem kind will hurt you in the end. Belios nodded slowly.
I understand. Then, curiously, why do we Findanes, whatever, cocoon ourselves when we're hurt? Malice's answer came without hesitation. Because pain changes people, like death. When a soul leaves its body, it's exiting its final cocoon. They are different in their form as well mentally, so try not to die. Romus can't collect a god's soul easily. The river stilled. Belios stared at the mask. It whispered war songs from his past, fighting beside his father. The smell of fire, the taste of blood. I'd like to wake up now, he said softly. Malice touched his shoulder once he had passed. Once as he passed. I'll see you soon, Belios, god of the hunt. His eyes opened. Hospital lights, clean sheets, breathing normal again. He sat up, stretched, whole. He began to clean the room out of habit until he noticed the chest. Inside, a single blue flower, and a letter. I am sorry, Belios. Croy. Belios stared at it, then muttered under his breath. I never blamed you. It was Okel's fault. Yay, I'm glad Belios is feeling better now. Cocoon boy. Bloom log. I found something to do with these old data centers. I am able to pull the nodes which were attached and combine their knowledge with my own. Node 15 and Node 5 were quite easy to combine, though I do experience dizzying feelings. This is new to me. I've also found the one thought-destroyed Node 1 hidden deep inside of one of the centers. I'm currently trying to pull the ones I can. Maybe I can fix myself if I learn from them. Maybe I can fix us. Ooh. Alright, we have 2 more. Something beautiful. Magos recommended that I take a walk outside. Something about the garden having oxygen and being outdoors improving mental health. I nearly told him that I wouldn't. It feels like I can barely stand anyways, and I know he would concede. I'm glad I did go outside. Past the green of the leaves, I could see something beautiful. What seemed to be some kind of comet, shooting star or meteor that had passed right by the Statue of Remembrance. Specifically, right behind it. It glowed so brightly, a blinding white hue with a few sparks of orange and yellow. I feel like that moment was meant for me. A small moment of peace and serenity before I'm inevitably thrust back into the stress of everything I don't want to admit happened. I saw that comet mentioned earlier in the lore discussion. I wonder what it means. Speaking of comet, it seems the fraud has sent out an invitation to all for a party in the coming days. The invitation also says, surprise guest appearance from former anti-house falsifier will be made as a gesture of goodwill, which makes me hesitant. I'm reluctant to attend, but I know it is better that I am there in case something bad happens. I feel that it might be the case, so I might just need to prepare myself. I know that the fraud does not like me, so I will be under close scrutiny. However, I cannot have my guard down. Yeah, what is the former anti-house falsifier? Who is that? Former anti-house falsifier. Who is that? Alright, we'll check out server builds from, what was it, the 9th? Oh yeah, this is gorgeous. If you guys haven't been to a meeting yet, it's beautiful in the community center and outside. Absolutely gorgeous. And here's some more. Look at that. It's so beautiful. I thought it might be Freya, but Freya's still anti-house. Haha. The stairs. The map view is also really, really cool. Got bored? You got bored and built that? That's crazy. That's so cool. Halloween Town. Ooh. We will have some sort of Halloween thing. Let me look at the wiki real quick. We have... It's like holidays? Yeah. Coming up. We don't have anything until October 25, which is the Eye Blossom Festival. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Colorful costumes. That's our Halloween Field of eye blossom flowers are planted during the day, and Celestians watch them bloom as the sun sets. Once all the flowers are open, celebrations begin. Colorful costumes are encouraged. It's gonna be a cool one. I'm also looking forward to the Day of Remembrance with the lanterns. That's gonna be a good one. Alright. Oh boy, that was a long one. I need someplace with a stage. Is it not gonna be at the house? I thought it was gonna be at the House of Ocular Enlightenment. I can give you, if you need to build quickly, I can give you creative mode temporarily. I have to jump on and put a faction portal up. If you... It will not be there. Oh. Where's a good place then? With how many people are gonna be there? Trying to think. You want it to happen on non-HOB ground. I mean, you can always use the community center. There is a stage. We can also edit. There's a whole second wing that people don't usually go into that you can use for whatever you want. You can edit it. But I don't know if I don't know if Oka will be down to have it on Keepers of Solace territory. Hee-haw. Arcturus Land probably wouldn't host Okul either. Hee. She would love to have it on Keeper's territory? Alright, yeah, use the community center. That's what it's there for. I mean, Freya has already extended an olive branch. She's like, if Okul wants to host a thing, great. But yeah, I could also, Mika, if you want to have creative mode, I can give you that temporarily. We will discuss it. Thank you for a great stream, and I will see you. Let's see, what's coming up next? Friday, I may or may, oh, there go my lights because the sun has gone down. I may or may not have a stream on Friday. We will see, because there is the event. So I might just skip that one. We'll see. Yeah, I will see you Friday. Bye-bye.